everybody, flooding in. How's everybody doing on this fan? 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Happy Friday. Is it Friday? I think it's Friday. Hello. We're live early as shit. Killer for the sub, Rosie for the sub, Trey for the sub. Peanut Lord, thank you for the fucking 10,000 biddies. Peanut Lord the second. Dub of the goddamn chat. Thank you for the fucking biddies, man. Zenek and PN for the sub, Ranch, GB, Swaggy, Ira, Emily, Brennan, and Michael for the sub, Libby, and Astra for the sub, Ali, and AWOL for the sub. Anyways. Dude, thank you for the fucking 10K biddies, Peanut Lord. That's crazy. Squishy, thank you for the 1,000 biddies, and I play for the sub. Chat, we're live very early today. It is the 4th of July. I know a lot of people probably have things going on later, so I wanted to get a stream in and done prior to all of those festivities. Are you guys doing anything today? Are you watching fireworks? Are you hanging out with family, friends? What are you doing? No? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. What are you doing? Fireworks show? Yeah, you gotta watch fireworks. Gotta watch fireworks. And if you're lighting fireworks off, be safe. I've almost blown up my hand a few times. Don't light mortars off in your hands. That's how you get your hand blown off. Actually, though, going out of town, smoking weed, kissing, playing Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah, that's the real American way to celebrate Independence Day, dude. 4th of July. 4th of July. I'm gonna be playing Sledge. Doing mushrooms. Oh God. I feel like this is the worst day for you to do mushrooms. Like, ever. You're gonna do mushrooms, and then you're just gonna hear very loud bangs. Like, every 20 minutes, every 5 minutes at nighttime. Like, you're having a great trip, and it's just boom, boom! In every 3 seconds. You're gonna think you're in fucking war. It's gonna be terrible. Some for the sub. Or some for the 10 gifted subs. Thank them for the sub. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Someone clip it. Appreciate the subs. Rating for the sub. Simplicity for the 10. Do you recognize my name? Yes. Happy 4th. Thank you. Keegan, thank you for the 5 gifted. Banana for the 3. Mr. Brittle for the 3. Happy 4th of July. But I get geeked and blow some shit up. June for the 3. Would you unban the account? Oh, my God. On the 4th of July, buddy's asking for a fucking unban. This is unreal. This is fucking unreal. You made the N-word joke. You said, would you rather watch a tree grow? And then you said the rest. You were subbed for a year and a half, bro. You know I've banned probably like 500 people for typing that. Milks for the 3. My sister's fiance invited my family over the 4th of July. They're heavy drinkers when it comes to partying. Mr. Scoffy's for the 3. CBC, Noah, and Jack for the sub. You would have to talk to my mods about that. Senpei, Josh, and Bluggy for the sub. I know you're a long sub, bro, but you can't be typing jokes like that in my chat. Chicken for the sub, Bronx for the 3. Are we going to watch more Slap Fight? Thunderclap is the GOAT. Or the underdog you put. The Hog, Chicken, and Cyrus for the sub. Not today. They don't actually have Friday night fights today because it's the 4th. Tomorrow we're watching, or not tomorrow. Next Friday we're watching Chess Chop, so that'll be a thing. I think the Friday after that we're going to watch a slap fight, and then after that, I don't think we're watching one. And then maybe August 1st and August 8th, I might be commentating one. Raccoon for the 3. With you getting more viewers, are you ever going to raise the minimum amount of bits somebody can send? No. But the only thing that would ever happen is I just read the bit shout out, but I can't read every bit dono. But I would still prefer to read every dono I get, because I feel bad when somebody sends something and I don't read it. My Twist! Thank you for the 20 subs. Thank them if you got a sub. Thank you for the 20 gifteds, dude. Dub in the chat. Thank you for the fucking support, man. Cool and Connor, thank you for the 5 gifteds as well. Connor for the 5 subs. A cool killer. Thank you for the 5 gifteds. Little Con for the 3. Be collecting beats and removing your rings as a sign of what the fuck. Jason for the sub. Never for the 3. Just saw Metallica both days in Denver this weekend. That's awesome, man. Joe for the 3. I want to say your VODs helped me so much. My sister used to be very abusive with me literally every night. I attempted suicide a bunch of watching your VODs, would drown out the yelling and stuff, and it helps me so much. Well, I hope you're doing better now, man, and suicide's never the answer. Someone for the 5 or for the 3. Proud 22-month sub. Dysnatic for the sub. June for the 3. Why do I got to talk to a mod genuinely, please, bro? Because you said the N-word in my chat. You said the equivalent in my chat as a 1.5 year long sub. I'm not trying to get mad at you today, bro. Come with me. Come to me about it tomorrow. It's the 4th of fucking July. I'm trying to have high vibes today. I'm not trying to talk to you about why you got banned for saying an N-word joke in my chat. That's why you got banned. You're a 1.5 year long sub. I ban you if you say the N-word. You said the N-word. I know you're a 1.5 year long sub, man. You said, would you rather watch a tree grow or... And then you said the N-word. Well, the equivalent. Isabella, thank you for the 1,000 biddies. What's the drink of choice tonight? Chat, I'll let you guys choose. I'll let you guys choose. What am I drinking tonight? I don't know. It has to be a mixed drink. It has to be a mixed drink. Don't give me some shit. I'm not drinking a Kona Big Wave. That's a pass. Actually, I will drink a Kona Big Wave. If opted on by the community, I will drink a Kona Big Wave. I'm probably not going to get that fucked up tonight. I say that and then, you know, things happen. But anyways. Do you think the United States is going to do mass debates? Yo, can we give that shit a rest? That's not fun. That's not fun. That's not funny. All right, I'm going to do which? Hennessy? Ooh. I'm not including that in the poll because I know you guys will vote for it. All right, I'm throwing some bangers in here that I'm seeing people can suggest. Bapples aren't I don't think I could get my hands on Bapples. They're sold out. Jägermeister. Ugh. Guinness is a no. I'm not adding that either. Fanta. Okay, yeah, chocolate milk. We'll be in the mix. There we go. Vote. Luis for the sub. Jason for the 3. Happy 4th. Thank you. Spider for the sub. Rosie for the 1,000 betties. Happy 4th. I hope you're having a good weekend. I will be in Ohio for the Indy car race, and I wish you happy 4th. Exodus for the sub. Grizzly for the 3. Got to drink weed-infused vodka. Do they even make that? Spider for the sub. Cram for the 6. Updated my road. Got accepted on an Italian F4 team. That's awesome. Didn't know that was like F1 for 15-year-olds. Every single F1 driver has gone through this. That's good. Sketty for the 3. Nothing you can do about it. Might be oversharing, but I got to tell you everything. My grandma told me she's having surgery in a few days to remove her her huge cancer mass in her stomach. She told me that she's always loved my relationship with God, and that out of our family, she could tell I'm the closest with him. She asked me to fight for my dad, who's an atheist, to try and bring him back to God when she's gone. That killed me. Nothing you can do, man. I mean, like, that's her wishes in the sense of, like, you're saying your dad, which is, I'm assuming, her son, or at least her son-in-law, so, you know, that's what she wants because it's the religion she believes, so she would love if her son believed it. I don't think that's something that you have to feel pressure on to get done, right? I think, obviously, you could have that conversation with your dad about what your grandma said, but at the end of the day, like, that's not on you, you know? Either way, dude. I'm sorry that your grandma's getting a fucking cancerous mass removed. I mean, it's good she's getting removed, but I hope everything goes well. And I'm sorry that your grandma and that you're going through that as well. Kaiden for the 7, MS for the 3. Annual firework roar. We shoot them at each other. Yeah, one of y'all is going to get their eye blown up. Simplicity for the 3. Most streamers don't read donos, so why wouldn't you read them all? Anyways, so why wouldn't you read them all? What? Most streamers don't read donos. Yeah, most streamers are... Dude, you're sending me fucking $3. I'm going to fucking shout you for sending me $3. You know what I mean? Like, I get Queso and Jinxie and Kai not doing it because they get so many that it would be the entire stream. Like, if they were just reading donos, they wouldn't be able to keep up with them because he has like 150,000 subs. If you're a streamer and you're my size and you don't read donos, you're a dickhead. I think, no, literally. I think if you get to the point, because, dude, somebody's sending you money. Like, people make jokes a lot, and they're like, oh, sending 5 subs to a fucking rich streamer. Like, yeah, I always say, you don't need to send me a dono. But if you send me a dono, I'm going to thank you for fucking sending me a dono, because it's like, I appreciate that. I get them not doing it. There's a threshold viewership-wise where it's like, you physically can't keep up with the donos. And, like, some days, I'm like, I'm going to read them, but I can't read the full message, right? So when you're, fucking 10, 20 times my size, obviously you're not going to be able to read them. But somebody with like 5K viewers and below, you could read the donos. Unless you have like a 50-bit minimum or something. Nick for the sub. That's why I have 300 bits, though. Rosie, thank you for the 11K fucking biddies. Oh, my God. Rosie62_ER. I forgot to mention that I almost met you at F1 race last year in Austin, Texas. Did you see me or you were just there? What do you mean? And thank you for the fucking biddies, Rosie. Oh, my God. Q up for the sub. And Jeff, thank you for the 10 gifted subs as well. Thank them if you're going to sub. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Evan for the 3. Before you got famous, did you have a lot of friends or no? I mean, I wouldn't say I'm famous. I hate the idea of fame in general as well. I think my job is just entertaining a lot of people. Dynamics for the sub, Skip for the 3. I had a really vivid dream that we were playing roulette at a casino. No, I didn't really have a lot of friends. I had a lot of acquaintances. But this was when I was in high school, right? And then COVID hit and, obviously things dwindle and you're just kind of stagnating. But, now I think I have, 10 to 12 true friends. Maybe, 3 close friends. I used to have 5 friends, 2 close friends, and 100 acquaintances. You know what I mean? Because that's high school. Right, college is a lot different because you just don't interact with people unless you're literally friends with them, usually. Your classmates you don't really need to talk to as much outside of in class. So when you're in high school, you're acquaintances with, half your class. But, you're not friends with them. You don't hang out with them. Viral, thank you for the 5, Simplicity for the 3. That's what I was trying to, I could have fit it in here, but I'll donate to others, won't read at all. No, a lot of people won't read at all, which is weird. Nick for the sub. Because then how are you going to expect people to be yeah, I'll redonate? I don't understand. Maybe I get you subbing and not getting, a shout-out for the sub. Ludwig's huge, as an example. I'll sub to Ludwig. He might not. He probably won't read it. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. He streams on 2 platforms. He averages fucking 10K on each. Which is crazy. But if you're subbing to, somebody with, 1,000 viewers and they don't read it, that's weird. That's weird. Especially a bit dono, because then what's the point of sending bits? Dynamics for the sub, Skip for the 3. Evan for the 3. I don't know if I missed anything else. Oh, Bogey for the 1,000, but he said part 2 of the story. Apparently, it was twins with his cousins, but lost one is still having one. Don't know what you're talking about, man. Mass and Cowboy for the sub, Else for the 4. Used to ride in the bed of a pickup truck and shoot off mortars. Yeah, I used to lay in the back of a pickup truck, light a mortar in my hand like it was dynamite, and then throw it. That was really dumb. There was one New Year's, not 4th of July, where I lit one and then I did an overhand throw. And as I went to throw it, the fuse dropped and singed the shit out of my neck. And I threw it really late. There was another time where we put a metal bucket. Somebody redeemed Flex. There was another time where we put a metal bucket over a mortar. And when it exploded, the metal bucket blew up. And a piece of shrapnel went ding right to probably 3 feet away from my head to the side of the shed. Which was really stupid. Yeah, don't do that. If you're doing fireworks, follow the instructions. Speaking of, we're going to do a fireworks tier list before Reacts today. I didn't even see what we were doing today. Connor for the 3. About to turn into pyrotechnics tonight. Next for the 3. First I call you live. I want to watch your VODs all the time. Convenient when you're busy. Next for the 3. That's so true because most of the people that see me here and knew me only had really 5 to 6 friends. B Gamer for the sub. Jason for the 3. What's your favorite firework? We're doing a tier list. Legend is Z for the sub. Christian for the sub. Nick for the sub as well. Hutcher for the sub. Anyways, chat, we're doing Reacts today. Maybe some gaming near the end of stream. It's only going to be a 4-hour stream today. I'm sorry, but it is the 4th of July and I have other things that I must attend to. But we're going to be starting out with a tier list, doing 3-ish Reacts, maybe some gaming after. Tomorrow, I'm going to be live at 1 EST. We're doing a high gaming stream. I'm going to be playing a bunch of driving behind the wheel sim games. We'll probably start with that and then transition into a bunch of random stuff. Sunday's going to be the Reacts to the Temu suggestions. I moved it because today I wanted to be able to do other content, obviously, because it's a shorter stream. Tomorrow, Sunday, we could do a 5.5-hour stream. Monday, we're going to do a random game day. Tuesday is going to be a gamer challenge. Wednesday, we're doing horror games in the Warships ad. Thursday, unbanned games with the guys. Next Friday is Animal Rescue Corps charity stream, as well as reacts and the Slap Fight watch party. Next Saturday, I'm off, and then we'll go from there. Mexico vlog coming out soon. Gonna film a good one soon. Bunch of other ideas. Pop-Tart review on stream soon, and Temu suggestions, obviously. Limitless B Gamer, cool for the subs. Alex for the 3. Thank you for being there. Treat us like family. You always have comfort person more than you ever know. Next for the 3. We have Roman Candles. Evan for the 3. You should react to I self-camped and illegally pasted by Jack Prenbark. That's actually one of the videos that we're going to watch today, and I actually forgot to add it. Oh my god, I forgot to add it. We do need to watch that. We're also watching a really long video about North Korea, and I don't care if chat doesn't want to watch it because I love learning about North Korea. We've watched hundreds of North Korea videos. Simplicity for the sub, Dr. Phil for the sub, Justin for the 3. What are you sorry for? It's a holiday. You're alive. Thanks for the entertainment. The kid for the 5. Watch somebody of your VODs. Thought for a second it was a VOD anyway. Currently building a Lego. Limit for the sub, B Gamer for the sub. All right, lock in, chat. Pin, Sketty said 300 but he's not. It's, I know you don't know me. There's nothing you could really do. I wanted to tell you because I don't really have people to talk to besides my girl. Well, yeah, I understand that, man. Nephats for the sub, Dr. Phil for the sub. Well, I hope you're holding up well. All right, quick Firework tier list. I'll play some fucking vibe tunes. Do you guys know what fireworks look like when they haven't exploded? If not, this is going to be a really unbearable tier list for you. This is going to suck. This is going to suck for you. I love buying fireworks. I remember one of the first things I used to blow money on when I made, like, you know, money on, you know, GNC, social media in general, when I was like 18, 19, was fireworks. I would drive over into PA and buy a shit ton of fireworks, and then they became legal in New Jersey. It was awesome. Yo, for the kids spamming, why are your channel point rewards so expensive? I'm gonna ban you because you're just spamming and it's really annoying. But the reason they're so expensive is because I run predictions probably 100 times every day during a gaming stream. And it's really easy for my chatters to get channel points. There are people that have been watching me for a month that have like 600,000 channel points. BZ, Netpats, and Dr. Phil for the sub, just for the 3. Lock in, though. Firework tier list. Firework tier list. This is the first one. I would say... No. Okay, well, let's start with, like, the bases, and then we'll go from there. Okay? This is a mortar, for those of you that don't know. A mortar is the big tubular one. It usually is a long fuse, and it's either a ball or a canister. You drop it in, long fuse, doom, and that's what, when you think of a firework, that's what a mortar is. S tier. Sparklers. Really cool up until you're about 8 years old. Nah, not 8 years old. They're cool until you're like 10. C tier? I'm saying F tier, man. A fucking sparkler at A, or I don't think a sparkler. If a sparkler C, nothing's below it. Like you know what I mean? Like I can't. Then everything else has to be B, A, or S tier, and that's just not true. Mortars are S, sparklers are F. Let's find a good C tier. What's a good C? Okay, no, this is a canister mortar, I think. This is a canister mortar or like a preloaded one because they have mortar bombs here. These are the ball ones. These ones are immediately A tier because they're smaller than this one because these are bigger. What are these? These are those piss rockets that go. What are those called? I hate these. They whistle. I'm pretty sure that's what these are. It's literally just like a stick with a rocket strapped to it. And usually you got to put it in the ground. No, that's not a Roman candle. That's smaller than a Roman candle. I would say this is a huge version of a Roman candle. This is a rocket. This is a Roman candle. This is a Roman candle. This is a Roman candle. These are rockets, and these are bigger versions of these rockets. I like how we're organizing this. It's a rocket stick, but it makes the whistling noise. I fucking hate these. I'll actually go F tier. They're bottle rockets. Yeah, the bottle rockets are the worst. This is probably what that kid was talking about when he was saying he shoots these at his friends. Maybe he was talking about Roman candles, but more likely bottle rockets. It really depends. I hate these because they're just like, I don't want to sound like a Karen here. They're unsafe to use in an unsafe manner. I don't advocate using fireworks in an unsafe manner. You can't hold these. Roman candles, you're not supposed to hold them. You're supposed to dig them into the ground, light it, and run away. But most Roman candles that I've lit, and that's the videos you see of the people on the street that are shooting them at each other. Those, very fun, very dangerous. Dangerous level has to knock them down a little bit, so I have to go A tier on the fact that people have lost their hands. But that also ups the danger factor, ups the fun of a firework. S tier. No. A tier. These, though, bottle rockets, F tier. The only way you get around not shoving them in the ground, the problem is you have to put these in the ground to light them off or have a fucking PVC pipe. Because if you put them in the ground and then you light them, they'll just fucking shoot and blow up on the ground because they won't come out of the ground. And unpredictable as fuck. Roman candles, they're shooting straight. A Roman candle, you might get a lobby dick one, right? You might get a loose dick one, right? It might and sputter out like no force, but it's going straight. A bottle rocket, fucking everywhere. That shit could shoot into the next neighborhood, right? You're gonna blow up a car with a bottle rocket. These are like big bottle rockets. Still dangerous, but they're not on like a thin red stick. They're on like the tall wooden ones. These will actually come out of the ground because you could just wedge them in. What are these, chat? These have big explosions. They do make the whistling noise sometimes. I would say these are like definitively C tier. Also, I'm rating these at an at-home level because these are home fireworks. I'm not talking like fireworks show. The biggest thing you're getting, the closest thing you're getting to a fireworks show is a canister mortar, which is already S tier. I would say after that, some of these are all cakes, so we'll rate these together. This is like a big cake. We'll rate the regular cake first. A cake is basically a box of fireworks that has a bunch of individual tubes in them that light in succession of one another, right? So when you see like an at-home fireworks show and you hear like that's a cake. They're not lighting them that quickly. It's just like one big box. Those are awesome. Keg? No, cake. C-A-K-E. Cake. These are like A tier. I would say like top of A tier. They're really expensive. Like you could probably get a mortar and like 10 or 12 shells for like $60. A cake, like a good cake, this Thunderstrike cake or whatever it is, Thunder Zone, this is probably like $80, like $100, and it's like a minute. Yeah, 200-gram cakes are 20 to 40 bucks. These are big though. This is a big one. The big ones are S. Because that's like, this is the showstopper. If your dad's doing a fireworks show tonight, this is what you end off on. You end off on the Thunder Zone. You start out with like, you literally go up the tiers. Oh my God, I should have fucking bought fireworks. I'm mad now. No, I'm mad now. Chat. Ugh. I should have bought fucking fireworks. I didn't buy fireworks this year. Oh. No, that actually, why didn't you? Because I didn't have fucking time. Oh my God. Should I just go buy shitty ones? They're still open? Yeah, but I'm streaming. Anyways, these are awesome. S tier. These are like little piss missiles that come out of here. This is a different cake. I'm going to go B. Smoke balls. I think a lot of people would put smoke balls in. I'm not IRL. Chat, I don't have an IRL stream set up. You think I got the $30K backpack that fucking Jason the Ween and the FaZe guys have? What do you think this is? Vlog it. Oh my God, that would have been awesome. I'll vlog it. We'll do it full. I'll just go after the 4th of July. I'll just go after the 4th of July, and then they'll have really good sales because they're not going to sell any more fireworks till New Year's. Chat, listen. I'm not going right now. Smoke balls. I'm not going right now. I'm just not going right now. Chat, that would be like a fucking 2-hour drive. What are we going to sit there and chat? I'm not even going to be able to read chat. I'm going to be hands on 10 and 2, fucking jamming out to music and fucking 360p. That'd be terrible. Dark for the sub, Hal for the 3. Get and jamming for the sub, Sochi for the 3. Make it a gallon gut of Roman candles. Oh, God. Max for the 3. A firework fell over and hit me and my friend, and it burned his backyard fully. Like, set it on fire. Harvard Stu and Chico for the sub. DM for the 1,000 buddies. Love the philosophy videos. 9-5 for the 5. Says happy 4th. Jeetle and Insidious for the sub. Gatrek for the 3. It's my birthday. Happy birthday. Your birthday's on the 4th of July. Dr. Phil, Netbats, Z, and Beast for the sub. Justin for the 3. Simplicity for the 3. Thought I sent a sub on my last dono. Could you read it? What? You thought I sent a sub on my last dono. Simplicity. I'm always at work when you stream. It's my favorite. I could do them more. Well, thank you for the 3. Chat, I'm not going to buy fireworks. I maybe after stream. I'm not buying them right now. We're already streaming. All right, listen. Chat, lock the fuck in. I'll throw it in sub-only mode. I don't want to throw it in sub-only mode on the 4th of July. Relax. Settle down. Settle down. Settle down. Settle down. No. No. DoorDash them. You can't DoorDash fireworks. Actually, I don't know if you can. You can? I'll check. You think I could DoorDash fireworks? That seems extremely unsafe. Fireworks. I hit 4th of July because they have a special, and it's just showing me beef sales. Oh my God. I could get a fucking top roast for fucking 30% off. Stupid. No. Sketty for the 3. Just you drop. Oh, no. Yo, Sketty, come on, man. Sketty. 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 I ban people for what? For the stuff you just typed. I know it's a joke. I ban people for that. Simplicity for the 3. Don't type that anymore. I was kidding. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, boss. I'm not. I will time you out if you say stuff like that again. It gets creepy, gets parasocial, gets stalkery, weird. Anyway, Sketty, I'll give you a break because I know you were joking, but still, not again. All right, lock in, chat. What are we rating smoke balls? Because we got to get into React soon. These are all like the small ones. We'll rate like the tiny fireworks stuff now. Actually, okay. Smoke balls, I would say most people are probably going to throw them F tier. I think they're like a solid fill out the D. Pause. Fill out the D tier. Because they don't blow up, but they're just like fun, you know? You get a little smoke ball. You fucking light one off. You light a few off. It's just like a big ball of purple smoke, red smoke, green smoke. If you're a real asshole, you might throw it in your friend's, you know, like shed or something. Smokes out the shed. Probably really unsafe. Don't do that. But, you know. Poppets are better than sparklers. No, they're not F tier. They're better than sparklers. Because poppets are fun if you individually don't waste them. Like, if you just toss them around, it's just the sound of a poppet's fun. Z tier, you think they're that bad? Firecrackers are, this is going to be a hot take, F tier. They're the epitome of a waste of money. No, I'm being dead ass. You've probably seen like firework pranks and you think that's fun. They're a waste of money. If you go to a fireworks store, Firecrackers, like a big line of, like a wheel of firecrackers, is so expensive. They're loud as fuck, and it lasts 3 seconds. It is a bomb. It is just a chain reaction, just, and then it's done. That was just, you just wasted $35 for that one single strip. No. What are these? What are these, chat? I know what this is. What is this? I've seen them, but I don't know what they are. I feel... No, those aren't bottle rockets. I think these are fountains. No, they're not. Are they fountains? There's not fountains on this list, unless this is a fountain. I don't know what the fuck this is, this weird cone thing, but I'm going to say it's a fountain, and I'm going to throw it D tier. A fountain is like the fireworks you buy at a grocery store. They don't leave off the ground. They just like do their own little like sparkler show like 6 feet above. They're like safer, you know. They're still expensive, but they last pretty long. I don't know what the fuck this is. This looks like a homemade rig. I'll just throw that C. What is this? I'm going to throw it in F because I don't know. And then, actually, I'll just throw it in C tier because I don't know. This one, I'm also going to throw an S, and I'm actually going to throw it above the mortar because this is like a preloaded cake mortar. This is 9 mortars in one cake. So you don't have to do the work of like running in, loading it, running away, running in, loading it, running away. This spins and explodes. This does, or this? Oh, no, I know what. If this, wait. You know the coolest fireworks? These. This is an underrated S tier firework. Have you ever seen these? Last thing we'll do, and then we're going to get into the fucking videos. These are like $5, and you get like 20 of them. You lay them on the ground at night, not during the day. Do it at night. Lay them on the ground, light it, run, and it'll spin and do like a color show. Like as it's flying in the air, it'll go like 50 feet in the fucking air. And it's like, it's not that entertaining of a show, but dude, like, you get $5, you get like 20 of them. So many. Those are fun. What are other like good or bad fireworks? I'm trying to think of like the worst fireworks. Oh, wait. Color light up fireworks. Sticks. They used to sell these packs of sticks. I don't know what they were called, but I used to buy them all the time. And they were so sketchy. They looked like mini quarter sticks of dynamite, but they would just like spin and glow. And I think they're basically smaller versions of what this looks like to me. And you could get a pack of like 80 of them. And I would light them in my hand, but the fuse was like this big. So I would light it and go. Like you had to have that 20-year-old reaction time. Like grandpa, that shit's blown up in his hand. Blooming Flowers. But he just knows the name. That's my guy. These. Nope. Wait. Blooming Flowers Fireworks. Yeah. Oh my God. Bro. These are also, like, I don't know. I feel like I hold a higher attachment to, like, the shitty fireworks because these are, like, cheapo ones that you could buy when you're, like, a teenager. Like, these were the fireworks I was buying when I was 19. Big and Serrano for the sub, Crusher for the 3. I had a line of firecrackers blown up in my face. I was a dumb kid. Roman for the sub, Cube for the 3. Watching content for about 2 years. Recently started tuning into the stream. Love the content. Missy for the sub, Scatty for the 3. My fault, you're good. Killer for the sub, Scatty for the 3. All right. Scatty said, thought I was being comical. Yeah, I know you were, but, like, it promotes, you know, people being weird. All right, lock in. Wait, I got to turn off this fucking music. Before we get... Oh, I didn't even show you guys the reacts. Cat in the Hat trailer. Not really a react. I stealth camped in illegal places. I technically died. What's actually happening in North Korea? This kid outplayed pros for millions. Cat in the Hat trailer. Why are they coming out? Wait, I gotta say this before we even see anything. Why are they coming out with another Cat in the Hat? Didn't we already have a cartoon, a live action? That's all we needed, by the way. Was the live action Cat in the Hat. That is a gold mine. I fucking love this movie. Love this movie. This is a good fucking... Who likes the Cat in the Hat? Me. I think this is a good film. It's so weird. Because they live in that creepy town, and then he just, like, shows up out of nowhere. And he, like, used to, like, have sex with their mom. Do you remember that? You remember that scene? Where he's like, oh, Linda, I didn't know you lived here. You don't remember that scene? Bro, chat. The Cat in the Hat used to be, he might be like their dad. Actually, I don't know. Do they have a dad in the movie? I don't think they do. No, I think he might be their dad. That was like the joke. They have a stepdad. Did the Cat in the Hat get with Joanne Walden was her name? Yeah, Joanne Walden. Cat in the Hat. They dated for like years. That's like a whole part of, that's like a big plot point in the film. Was that Alex Baldwin and her were like lovers. You're tweaking. I'm not tweaking. I'm not tweaking. How do you guys not remember that? That awkward ass scene. It's the weirdest scene in the whole fucking Cat in the Hat Joanne Walden scene. He like sees her and they're like, oh. And he's like, you look lovely. I haven't seen you in years. You don't remember that? Bro. Am I crazy? I remember the whole movie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then you remember that scene. That happened. That never happened. Yes, it did. What would I even look up? What would I even look up? Cat in the Hat dating Joanne Walden. Cat in the Hat dating Joanne Walden scene. Oh my God. Like, I'm not going to be able to fucking find it. I'm giving it up. It's SNL? No, it's not. I'm telling you, rewatch the movie and it's in there. See you for the 5. I was lighting fireworks that it flew up and came at me, ducked it, hit my neighbor's eye. Jeremy for the 7. That's not good. Big for the 3. How many fireworks did you buy this year? None. Goes for the 3. Who are your top 5 YouTubers to react to? Sarum, Big for the sub, Christian for the 3. CZ for the 3. Cat, that reminded me of the Grinch. What's your favorite one of the 3? 2D live. With Jim Carrey for sure. Hold up. I'll answer that question in a second. Okay. Top 5 YouTubers to react to on stream. Gwert for the sub. Papa Meat, no order. Papa Meat, Jack Pembroke. Fern. It's an SNL skit. It's not an SNL skit. I'm not arguing about this anymore. This is not SNL skit Cat in the Hat. Okay.
Why are you sitting filled with dismay? You should go.
Haven't put it together.
Oh my God, it's a cat. It's a fucking SNL skit. In my head, bro, that was the movie. That in my head, nah. Yeah.
Perhaps if we imagine, we'll find the one.
A rat-a-tat-tat. If you haven't put it together, I'm the Cat in the Hat.
Cat, what are you doing here?
Linda.
See, no, I knew it was Linda. Oh my God. Holy fuck. Dude, I feel like it's been years that I haven't seen the Cat in the Hat movie in like 10 years. I was like, yeah, they used to like fucking date.
My God. You look good.
Mommy, what's going on?
You know the cat guy?
Yes. No, I'm.
When SNL was funny, back when SNL wasn't a shit show, that was in 2014. Dark Lord for the Three. Watch YouTube for ages helped me through rough times, so I'm glad I'm able to help. Guard for the sub. Lock in. New Cat in the Hat trailer. I was going to say, what happened to Thing 2? This sucks. It looks like it has an entertaining factor. I just don't like what's like an animated movie that like worked in like the early 2000s, like 3D animation. The Lorax. Yeah. I think the Lorax, the people looked normal. No, it's not even that they looked normal. They looked like humans. Now, like, look how human they look. Their eyes aren't at 40% of their fucking face. Like, no one's eyes are that big. No one's eyes. Why are his eyes that big? Toy Story? You're even like, no, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, like, they had bigger eyes, but it wasn't, like, bad. It was, like, it was still normal. Like, he has big eyes, but they're not 40% of his face. Like, if this was made today, his eyes would go, like, all the way down here. He would just be sitting there, like, staring at me, fucking freaking out. B-movie? Well, they're not human in that. Are you saying the humans in the B-movie? Okay, no. This is what I remember when I watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Her eyes are fucking huge. Just imagine if she died, okay? And then look at her skull. She would have, like, holes like this. Just in her head, she would just have holes. Just this big. Like, that is fucking absurd. That, like, fucking shrink their eyes slightly. Why do they have to look so kiddish? I understand it's a kid's movie, but it's like, fuck, man. Like, it's getting worse. Jack for the sub-tier of the 5. Consequences Despicable Me. Dude, it literally is Illumination Entertainment. It existed prior, but in, like, more niche ways. I think since Despicable Me's success, every movie following suit has just adopted that animation style. Specifically of that one kid that goes, Fluffy! Wham! Cyber for the sub. Key for the 3. A cat actually sees the picture of the kid's mom in the movie and his hat grows. No. I don't enjoy Bar for the sub. Dark for the 3. Watch YouTube for ages. You help me through rough times. Oh, I already read that. All right. Next video. I stealth camped in illegal places.
Is camping. This is stealth camping.
I gotta turn it up.
This is camping. This is stealth camping.
And this is illegal stealth camping.
And I'll be illegal stealth camping in all different locations to see if you can stay overnight in these places without getting caught. Starting with level 1. We start this challenge just
Diddy's Mansion.
outside the most private neighborhood in the world, Hidden Hills.
If you search for the property online, you won't find it because as far as Google Maps is concerned, it's invisible. All 550 homes here can't be seen on Google Street View.
Yeah, they just fucking blur it because they're super rich.
It literally seems like every celebrity lives here. Drake, Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, and all 6 Kardashians, and that's just scratching the...
I would hate that if I was one of them. Like, if I was Justin Bieber and every single one of my neighbors was all of the Kardashians, The Weeknd, Drake, and every other famous person, I feel like I'd be in, like, the fucking Twilight Zone. Like, I'm not real. Why am I living with every other known person?
Surface. Tonight, I'll be living amongst the Hollywood elite. That is if I can make it past their security and stay the night without getting arrested by their private police department. That right there was security. Good thing we got ourselves a plan. Anthony here is dressed up like a fake DoorDash.
What is that? Imagine 4 McNuggets, 1 ketchup packet, and 1 bag fee. Who the fuck would order 4 chicken nuggets for DoorDash?
DoorDash driver, I am going to hide in the back of this car here. Hopefully we get in. Dude, I'm so...
I mean, get a more realistic DoorDash order. Order like a fucking McDouble. Or something that anyone would actually order.
Alright, this is it.
I mean, they are rich, though. Do you think there's rich people that just order, like, 4 chicken McNuggets? Dude, that'd be like $20 for the fucking delivery fee.
Hello, how are you? I have an Uber Eats order.
No, it's not. If you DoorDashed 4 chicken nuggets right now with tip, it's probably going to be like $15-20.
Monty?
You have like high clientele people, so you have to be on the list to even enter the place. I'm gonna have you make a U-turn. I just talked to my control. There is no Monty there.
We were followed out by security, but we weren't gonna give up that easy because there's one more entrance to this neighborhood through the back. Oh gosh, here we go. Last attempt.
I have a DoorDash order for Monty Vanderbilt. 5 Road. Oh, thank you. Come on, let's go. We got it. Come on, let's go.
But now what the fuck are they going to go do? Sleep on the sidewalk? Illegal camping. Where are you going to camp? You're just in a neighborhood now. Like, and now you're going to actually have to trespass onto somebody's legitimate property.
Not even trying
Like, he's still on, yeah, he's on a private road, but like, where's he going to fucking camp?
to overhype this place or anything, but this was by
Why is it so strict? Because really famous people, like talking, you know, Justin Timberlake famous, usually live in gated neighborhoods and communities where they have security on constant patrol because they have stalkers and, you know, creepy people. There would just be people constantly bothering them because they just know. Like, imagine if you're Justin Bieber, like, you need to live in a gated community or like you're just gonna have no privacy.
far the most ridiculous neighborhood I've ever seen. Every house in this place was a mansion with its own private security and collection of luxury cars. After searching the internet, I realized we passed by some pretty famous houses. I'm just kidding about that one. I hopped out of the car, ditched my gear in the nearest bush, and had Anthony abandon me in a place that I definitely didn't belong. I'm officially all alone, and I have to find somewhere to sleep tonight. That was literally security.
Yeah, I mean, if he's in the neighborhood, they're probably not going to pull his ass over. They're not going to be like, why are you here? I'd be like, bitch, I'm strolling.
That was literally security, and I've been walking around for less than 1 minute. I decided to set one rule for this. What was that? Oh, that's a horse. Okay. The only rule to this video is that once I get to each of these locations, I cannot leave until the sun rises. But to be
Oh, fuck no, dude. I'd be sleeping in like a tree.
sure that we could stick to this,
I would be so worried that whoever's like security guards would just shoot me. You know what I mean? Because these are like famous people, security guards that deal with fucking weirdos. Weirdos. Like, they're going to kill your ass.
this arbitrary rule that I've created, we were gonna have to find a spot that was hidden. But I quickly realized that our options would be more limited than I initially thought they would. There are some bushes that I could definitely
I'm not. If he jumps into somebody's property, he's cooked. Oh my God, bro. They probably got landmines here, for all you know.
into. The problem is that they're literally right on someone's property. I think this is where horses go. I was thinking about tucking up there, but not only is it probably private property, but
Probably private property. You're in a gated neighborhood. You needed to lie to get in. It's definitely private property.
I don't know if I want to deal with all that. Honestly, right here in these bushes is not bad, but it's not ideal because not only is there no cover, but there's like cameras. Oh. Okay. You know where I could...
That's an expensive ass dog. That's probably like a $2,000 dog.
Cameras.
Maybe more. What are those called? That's not a bulldog. That's a French bulldog.
Okay. You know where I could sleep tonight? That's actually a freaking huge horse. Holy cow. It's 7 o'clock. It gets dark at 8. So I have 1 hour. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And the more I walk around, the more I feel like security's gonna roll up on me and I'm gonna get booted hard. I came across a pool and I was on a time crunch, but I'll be honest, I was a dirty boy in desperate need for a bath. So I walked up to these potential billionaires and asked them if they had a key.
Just make sure you smile on camera.
Quick dip. I need back to work. I made sure to smile for the camera on the.
Do you think those guys are rich? If they're in this neighborhood, bro, they have to be millionaires. Like multi-millionaires. The fact that they're in this neighborhood doesn't even matter. Like if they don't live here, like they're playing basketball, dude, that's like, is that a Lamborghini behind them?
Way out, but
what is that, a Porsche? I
now
don't
it
know.
was
It might be a Urus.
seriously getting dark and I needed to find a place to sleep. If I can get up there in this like hill area, I feel like that might actually be clutch. All right, it's getting darker by the minute here. I'm going up this hill, honestly just hoping there's a spot. Kind of running out of time here, so.
Coyote? Were those coyotes?
Kind of running out of.
No, no. I'm just picking a tree, bro. I'm climbing a tree and I'm staying the night.
Time here, so fingers crossed. I hiked up to the top of this hill, which had some extravagant homes. Wow. Oh, it's beautiful. But that's when I spotted an area that looked like it had a lot of potential. Yeah. This kind of looks good.
I can't even fucking see where he is right now. Bro's just trudging through the forest.
This looks perfect. Let's go. For the most part, it's pretty secret, although there are some houses over there. So I had to go all the way back down the hill and grab all of my gear. Fuck this. And then I tucked away in my super ultra secret area.
I would be so scared to fucking sleep here. Like, imagine being awoken to a security guard just shining a fucking flashlight and like a gun in your face.
That's pretty much just a bush.
Bruh.
Are those coyotes?
Those are
No.
Bro, what am I doing right now? All right, guys, we're all set up. So I have some items here that are gonna get us through the night. This first item is gonna give us an extra layer of camouflage.
Is it a ghillie suit?
I'm right here. This way, if anyone comes around here, I won't be spotted, or they'll just think.
Bro, you're in California. It's probably hot as fuck. Oh my God, imagine sleeping with that.
I'm a crazy serial killer. The other thing I brought with me is food. I have some asparagus here and a steak. Now you're probably.
Some raw asparagus and a steak? That's definitely fucking covered in bacteria, Jack, because you had that in a TJ Maxx bag, and that is raw beef. That is raw beef you've just had out for multiple hours in the beating sun. I wouldn't eat that, Jack. I would say you should probably fucking throw that away.
You're wondering, how the heck are you gonna cook this steak?
Oh my God, he bought a fucking burner.
Portable stove, baby.
Starts a wildfire.
So loud.
Those are not cooking. Those are no oil, no stovetop. Bro, you're going to be eating hard-ass asparagus. No oil, no butter. He just threw on 4 asparagus fucking sticks. Oh.
So loud.
Those are not cooked.
Boys and girls, the finished product.
Bite into the asparagus.
I honestly can't believe I cooked that without getting caught.
Ew.
Beautiful medium rare. Kind of. Not really. That absolutely whipped my nene. All right, this is where I'm sleeping.
He actually ate the asparagus.
I got my little makeshift pillow right there. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down. It's currently almost 12 o'clock, and I have my alarm set for 5:45, so I can wake up right when the sun rises. I pray to God we can make it through the night. I keep hearing noises. It's really tough to sleep right now. I'm gonna try to go back.
I love that YouTubers actually do this now. You remember like the era of Rice Gum where he'd be like, I'm shipping myself across the United States? or across the ocean, and he would just be in like a cardboard box in his living room. It's getting hot in here, guys. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to last.
Back to bed. It's 3 a.m.
It's been 7 hours.
Oh, God. Good morning.
Bro, they're definitely killing his ass if they see him. Oh, my God. He's wearing a ghillie suit outside of a multi-million-dollar mansion in a famous neighborhood. Killing? Yeah. You see a guy, if you're security with weapons, like hanging outside of Drake's house, and you see a dude in a ghillie suit, dead.
Oh, that's my alarm. Woo!
Oh, I hate
It's
that.
the worst noise ever. Night 1 complete. I wish I could say that that was probably the worst night we'll have, but we got some treacherous roads ahead of us. And the next treacherous road takes us to level 2. If I was nervous for the last camping spots, I am horrified for this one. That right there is SoFi Stadium, the largest stadium in the States. Tonight there's a massive concert with the one and only Post Malone. Over 20.
I feel like I would have an easier time sleeping over in a concert stadium than like a famous person neighborhood. Even with all the security, stadiums are so big, I think you could just find like one row of like seats or area that you could just wedge yourself under. 1,000 people are here to watch this performance tonight, but I'm here to stay the night. I really don't have much of a game plan for this one. I think I'm just gonna go in there, wing it, and hope for the best. What I do know is they do not play with their security here. Walking up here, there was a scary amount of it. Also, because of my lack of sleep for the past 2 days, you can see I chopped the tip of my finger off cooking. But hey, the show must go on, so it's actually going on right now as we speak. So I'm gonna get in there and let's do it. I walked up to the stadium, made it through security, and they scanned my ticket. I made my way inside, and this is when I got my first glimpse of the stadium. I'm going all the way up there, bitch. I'm sleeping at the top. Actually, I feel like they're going to, like, somewhere where they're not able to look down on you. Sleeping on the stage, they'll take that. The biggest thing is he's just going to have to avoid security that clears everything. There is security around every single bend. Like right there. Look at their cute little faces, and they'll probably arrest me, so I'm gonna stop filming. Posty wasn't coming out for about another hour, so I was gonna start scouring for sleep spots. As I started looking, I realized that this was gonna be significantly harder than Hidden Hills. There's just a lack of unpatrolled areas and spots that were actually hidden from the public, but I was open-minded, so really anything goes. For example, a trash bin. Trash bin's a rough play. If they dump your ass, they dump you sleep in like a fucking full trash bin. They dump your ass into a dump truck, you get crushed to death. Yeah, that'd be a great way to go. Too low for good old Jack. I'm not even gonna lie. That's how down bad I am right now. But luckily that wouldn't be my only choice. In the bathroom, they'll check the bathroom. Bathroom's probably one of the worst spots. Because I was able to find a cracked door that led me right into the housekeeping room. Okay, if someone comes in, I could be screwed. I'm gonna make this quick. I'm definitely not supposed to be in here, but this could be a spot. I'm gonna get out of here for now, and we can come back later if we need to. They're gonna lock it. Find a spot. They're not gonna keep the housekeeping area open. And then on top of that, wouldn't you be worried that a cleaner would walk in? Even more secret. Where are y'all hiding in this scenario? Like, if you're like, I have to stay the night at a fucking stadium, where are you going? The ceiling? Well, then you're gonna get fucking destruction of property. Like, you don't want to destroy anything. You're not allowed to hide in an air vent. Okay? Under a bleacher. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, high stage, just hope you don't get seen. I walked all the way over to the other side of the stadium, and this side had significantly less people. And it was here that I found what looked like to be, dare I say, a perfect spot. That restaurant looks... An empty restaurant. Ooh. Something that's been closed all day, all night. They don't need to clean it. There's not going to be security around it. That's a good spot. In the fridge, that's how you die. You're going to hide in the fridge.
Thanks. I'm going to be honest, it's still extremely sketchy, but if that restaurant stays closed, I could hop in there and maybe stay the night. This audio probably sucks. Don't think I was gonna just jump in there with everyone in the stadium. No. We had to kill some time. And what better way to do it than a good old glizzy break? Glizzy.
Something's wrong with that hot dog. I don't know what it is. Tip of it don't look normal. I'm not liking that dog. It's not really sitting in the bun. It's kind of fucking straight jacketed into it. Looks like it's struggling.
Good old glizzy break. Glizzy check. The main act, Post Malone, came out and everybody was hyped. I've been listening to Post.
Okay, let me get y'all's opinion. Thoughts on Post Malone kind of like pivoting fully to country music? I'm fine with him doing country. I think he does make some good country songs. I don't like how he performs his old non-country songs with a country spin. Like, when I was at Coachella, he did his songs, but in a country style. Just, I think, keep them separate. Like, I think that's fine to pivot to country, but then keep country in the new country songs. Like, if it's not a country song, why are you doing a country style? I still love Post Malone, right? Like, he's like, I would honestly say, like, I've said this before, if you have one artist you could listen to for the rest of your life, who is it? I always say, like, Kid Cudi or Post Malone. Post Malone, I don't listen to often, but I think he just makes good music that encompasses a lot of genres.
Post Malone since I was in like 8th grade, so this was honestly really cool to see, although I was getting pretty tired from the recent lack of sleep. But just 1 hour later, the performance was ending. The bright stadium lights are back on. Everybody is clearing out of this stadium, and for everyone here, their night is coming to an end, but hopefully mine is just starting. Dang, that was like a really...
He just looks so sketchy to these people. I mean, they're all probably drunk. They don't really care. Just imagine seeing Jack, though. You're leaving a concert. They don't know what I'm about to cook up tonight. Everyone's leaving, but I'm not.
Good line off the dome, too. I gotta go check in on those sleep spots and see how we're looking. This is where things are gonna get real. People were leaving faster than I expected, and I didn't even know what level each sleep spot was located.
Apex security group? Oh, God.
Everyone's...
Dude, he's got like a fucking Air Force headset on right now.
Everyone's leaving, and I'm going the opposite way. I'm kind of sticking out like a sore thumb right now. I hope these spots work out, dude. On floor 3, I came across the housekeeping room from earlier. Oh, hi, sorry. That was not good.
Why did he walk in there? It's like 11 p.m. Maybe midnight. When I don't know, you might have said what time it was. Brother, everyone's still there. There's obviously cleaners there. Why are you walking into the one closet where people are most definitely going to be walking in and out? I think you should just go back to that restaurant. That like Crown Royal bar or whatever that had no one there.
All right, that's not going to work. I'm going to check out the other spot.
Just hide under the fucking like sink or something like that.
Wait. This is like ending here. Why is this the end? Oh, whoa. Hell no, bro. Hold on, I gotta lock in. I was in a race with authority to find a spot before they made me leave. Okay, I think it's safe to say I'm officially one of the last people here right now. I tried to go back to the restaurant.
A lot of free drinks lying around. That would be a dastardly challenge for a YouTube video. Drinking all the leftover drinks at a concert.
I'm officially one of the last people here right now.
This one had dip spit in it. This one, I thought it was a twee.
I tried to go back to the restaurant, which I thought was the safest spot of all, but just as I made my way to where I thought it was. Oh, that way? Okay, sorry. Do I have to go this way? Okay, thank you.
Bro, I'd just be like, I need to pee. Just walk. Sir, you have to leave. I'm gonna poop. You gotta hit him with one of those. Be really weird. I'm gonna poop. Help. He'll be like, okay, the bathroom's over there.
Okay, we're pretty much out of options. They blocked off the entire other side of the stadium. As I started
Why did he not scale the stairs and just try and... I don't think he's going to do this one.
walking towards the exit, I was able to spot some restaurants just up ahead. I'm gonna just jump in one of these restaurants right now. Okay, let's do this. Oh my gosh, security is following me.
I would never be able to do this. Would you guys be able to fucking do this video? Like, I love watching Jack do this shit. My heart would be pounding. You're like, it's not like that high of stakes. Like, if anything, he's just gonna get like a loitering trespassing. They're just gonna fucking kick him out. But like, I would be so nervous just like wandering around an empty restaurant, just rummaging through shit. They're like, what are you doing? Trying to find a place to sleep.
Right now.
I would pull the I got too drunk and fell asleep card. I think that's what you need to do. If they find him at like 3 a.m., he just goes, ooh, where am I? Just say he blacked out. Where am I? This is so sketchy.
My heart is beating.
How is he gonna leave? That's what is this like an open walkway? Because if they shut this stadium down and there's nothing tomorrow, how is he getting out of here? Because this is different from the neighborhood where he could just like walk out of the neighborhood. This is like a stadium that he's just trapped in.
Right now, I hear a lot of workers. I pray to God they don't find me in here. I'm gonna try to save their...
Brother, hide in a fucking cabinet. What are you doing? He's just like laying under, he's just hiding under the fucking wall.
Is anyone around us? Oh, this is so scary, bro. Over the next hour, I just laid low and let the time pass by.
Free drinks.
Every minute that passes, this gets sketchier and sketchier. Every little noise I hear, I think I'm gonna get caught. I'm extremely thirsty, and I wasn't able to pack any water. But
Thirst is not a problem for me. I'm gonna have to bring like a piss bag. I'm gonna have to hook up some sort of machine or something that could, like, because if he has to pee, he has to move. Like, I would be nervous, so now I'm gonna have to pee even more. And so I'm just gonna be sitting there like, dude, I'm getting ready. Yeah, I'd have to get like a catheter for this YouTube video.
There is a sink within crawling distance.
Just have a piss bag.
It's pretty risky.
I'd pee in the sink. No, but see, that's where you get charged with a crime. That's public indecency.
But I think I'm gonna try to get a cup of water. Okay, I was able to get some water, although I don't think I'm gonna drink it because there's chunks of leftover food floating in my water. This is a rough night, dude. It seems like this place is never gonna settle down, and I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna try to get some sleep. It's kind of...
Bro, do they not shut the lights off at a stadium? Like, is he just gonna be sitting there for the rest of the night? Ugh.
Funny, here I actually got like 20 minutes of sleep, but then I heard some keys rattling in the distance. The paranoia was real, and as I looked over, I could see multiple people right next to me. Yeah.
I would throw up. I would actually immediately be like, yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not trying to do anything. It's for a YouTube video. It's just he'd be like, dude, you're just laying on the ground.
Should be out of the building.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my coworker and see where he's at. You up here?
Oh, I was just,
Oh my God, no, stop. Oh my God.
Just didn't feel good, so I was just sitting down.
We'll see if we can get you some assistance because actually you're not authorized to be inside the bar here.
I'm with the security for the building.
Yeah.
The event's already closed. We already have everything closed off. You want us to help you out, like find your way out?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah?
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, sorry about that.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I think someone thought I was trying
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You just start freaking out.
to like.
Why would he not act drunk? I don't know. He was like, I got tired. I got tired, so you hopped the fence. Or not hop the fence, hop the wall into the restaurant, and just passed out behind the sink.
Here or something crazy, but
Good show?
yeah, it was great. These two gentlemen escorted me out of the building, took me down the special employee elevator, and showed me out to the front. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Well, we failed. Those guys were so chill with me that I can't even be mad. Anthony's been waiting in this parking lot for me this entire time. He's asleep, so I'm gonna scare him. What's up, buddy?
Did you get kicked out?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I'd say SoFi let us off pretty
Damn, that's chill that his friend was just waiting outside the whole night for him.
easy. But if I get caught at our last location, the consequence will most likely be a whole lot worse. All right, folks, we're ramping things up. Tonight,
Dude, sleeping on a water slide. That was in the thumb, or not the thumb, in the first 30 seconds. Imagine just falling asleep on the water slide and being awoken from the water slide turning on. Like, you wake up and you're just mid-slide. You're just like, fucking, you start drowning.
could be a wet one. We're at a water park. At the end of a day of fun, this park closes its gates and everyone leaves for the night. But tonight, I won't be leaving because I'm gonna be sleeping here surrounded by security. I've done a lot of dumb things on this channel.
Camera goes into the pool. We'll probably use a GoPro for this.
This one's probably pretty high up there, and I'm scared. I am not leaving here until I am arrested or this park opens tomorrow morning. Let's do this.
10:30. He's got to stay there till 10:30 in the morning.
I just want to.
That's going to be so hard. Did it say it closes at 5? Bro, this is the hardest challenge ever. It closes at 5:30 and he has to stay till 10. He's there for fucking more than 12 hours when they're closed.
Get a ticket?
Just one thing, I'll take that.
Yes, please. Thank you. I walked through.
$80. What fucking water park is $80?
This gate where I was met with the security
You better have fucking 40 slides, buddy.
checkpoint. Hello. Good, how are you? This is towel, sleeping bag. Oh my goodness. I know. Super random. Then they scanned my
Not gonna ask why they have the sleeping bag.
ticket. Thank you. And we were in. Instantly, this was the sickest water park I've ever been to. They had lazy rivers, wave pools, and of
Lazy River Band-Aid.
course, huge water slides.
Wave pool and lazy river, chill spots, terrible at water parks. If no one's there, it's awesome. If people are there, it's disgusting. Pee water and fucking diseases floating in that water.
You've made it into the park. Step 1 complete. Here's the thing. I have to find somewhere to sleep. I will say this place is freaking crowded. The only downside, there's a ton of lifeguards and security. That's gonna make this whole thing 100 times sketchier. Okay, I don't know if these things close at
Yo,
night.
you ever see that one? I don't know what the name of the water park is, but they have to like, they go like this to scan. Like all the lifeguards for their entire shift have to go like this. And it's supposed to be like a better way of like monitoring whether or not people are drowning. That shit sucks. If I had to be if I'm a lifeguard, I'm expecting to just sit in one spot and just wait to hear, he's drowning! And then I jump in. You know? I'm not doing the fucking in the kiddie pool.
But I could potentially tuck away in here and potentially sleep in here. I'm thinking another option could be some bushes like this. If I can tuck somewhere like in those right there, I feel like I might not get caught. I'm gonna keep looking because I can probably find something better. Another option is I could always try to sleep on one of the roofs. I think for the most part, it's pretty safe, but also
How the fuck are you gonna get on the roof?
Pretty sketchy. I'm gonna keep looking. Okay, I retreated to the bathroom. I didn't want to say this out loud because there's actually a lot of security and just workers in general. Most of the spots I was able to find just seem a little bit sketchy, but I did find one spot. There's a slide here that looks like I could potentially climb inside and sleep there without getting caught. The problem is the park closes at 5 p.m., which means it's gonna be
5 p.m., bro? What are you gonna bum in the slide for fucking, how long is that? How long is that? Fucking 17 hours? 5 p.m. to 10:30? 17 hours you're gonna bum in the slide? What are you gonna fucking do?
broad daylight when I sneak in. So I basically have to hope that nobody sees me and the water isn't still running on the slide. I'm scared. When I came out of the bathroom, there was a worker that was exiting the same time I was. He keeps looking back at me, so he might have heard me. I took a seat to lay low because I was feeling quite paranoid, but no matter where you go here, there's always some sort of workers.
I feel like it'd be really funny, though, for him to walk up to, like, some minimum wage lifeguard. Like, he just walks up to, like, a newly hired 16-year-old and just goes, I'm gonna sleep at the water park tonight. I'm gonna sleep at the water park tonight. The kid's response is gonna be like, okay, fucking no idea what to say.
So I thought I could go and change into something that would help me blend in a whole lot better.
SpongeBob.
What do you think? Pretty blended in, huh? Am I embarrassed by this outfit? No.
The long sleeve swim shirt.
Let's hit some water slides.
I'm fine with people rocking a swim shirt, but a long sleeve, that just feels I hate wearing swim shirts. I hate wearing shirts in the water, sopping wet. It's just sticking to your skin.
Let's go. Hey, we gotta hit the slide, boy.
Hey, I'm sleeping in the slide tonight. Hey, he just starts rambling out loud. Every person he passes. Yo, you having fun on the slides? I'm gonna sleep in this slide tonight. That would be so stupid to say to them. Oh my god. That ruined my mood. That ruined my mood. Remember the slide. Now, how is he gonna get back there? Sleeping in a slide would be the best spot because they're not gonna check.
Music has been shut off in the park. Literally everyone is leaving. So this is sketchy now. Okay, I'm back in the bathroom. It's currently 5:10, which means the park closed 10 minutes ago. I think I'm one of the last people in here, and this place is absolutely swarming with workers. I have my sleeping bag right here. This is my window. I have to get into that slide. I'm gonna leave this bathroom and book it straight to the slide and hope to God that nobody catches me. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm literally
I mean, did they shut the water off though?
shaking right now because I'm so nervous. Whew. Let's do this. It's literally only workers left. When I got to the slide, it was completely blocked with a whole bunch of employees. I tried to stall for...
If I'm security, I would stop him. If I'm a lifeguard and I see him climbing into the fucking slide tube, I'm not stopping him. I'm not stopping him. I'm just letting him. I'm going to say, I want to see how this unfolds. You would have to. I would just say I didn't see him. Why? Because in the back of my head, I would be like, this guy's climbing into the slide. What is happening right now?
as long as possible, hoping they would leave, but...
Okay, can I have you guys just start making your way towards the front of the park because we are currently closed right now.
I stood my ground, but I could tell that these workers were checking everywhere.
Island bathroom cleared.
And they weren't leaving until I made my way out of the park. Dude, I do not know what to do. I don't know where to go. Literally every single security is looking at me. I might be screwed here. As I was leaving the water park, I spotted some changing rooms, so as a last-ditch effort, I made my way inside.
I'm in the changing room.
Bro, what if somebody's to his right now? You're a little late leaving the water park. You just hear, I'm in the changing room. I don't know how I'm gonna sleep here tonight, but I think I'm gonna climb in one of the tubes.
I'm gonna hope that nobody comes over here.
I stayed in this changing room being as quiet as humanly possible. At this point, it's been over 30 minutes since the park closed. I'm not gonna lie, things were looking pretty promising.
Security.
Yo.
Someone still in here?
Yeah, just changing.
All right, man.
Sorry, 1 minute. Thank you.
You got it, man.
Have a good one.
You too.
Oh my gosh, bro. I tried so hard. I completely underestimated the security.
He has to sneak back in then, because he had a clip of him laying there at night.
I tried to stay as long as possible.
No.
We ain't giving up just yet. As you know, I set one rule for this challenge, and it's that I cannot leave each location until the sun rises. As far as I can tell, the sun has yet to rise, which means if I want a positive KD, I gotta go right back into that park and survive the night.
So I'm going to be Jack's getaway driver, and basically I'm going to drive him to the side of the park, drop him off, because we patrolled the area for a bit now, and we realized that there are security trucks in the front entrance.
I'm gonna hop out of the car, jump the fence, and hide in the closest nearby slide. At least my mugshot's gonna look sexy.
You think you would get arrested? Yeah, I think you'd get detained. You would probably, it would be like a misdemeanor. It would be a misdemeanor like trespassing. He would probably just get a fine. Aka for the sub. A-Jack and Dark for the sub. Avor for the 3. You make such a difference. Love from Australia. Thank you. Mustang, Venom, and Ray for the sub. X-Chopper, Mark, Chris, Phineas for the sub. Pokemon for the 3. My mom has stage 2 cancer. I have cancer in the chat. My dad was abusing my mom when she had cancer. I'm sorry that your family's going through that, man. That's terrible. If your dad's abusing your mom, man, I don't know. I mean, you could, that's your choice on whether or not you want to do something, but you could maybe get involved. That's domestic violence, man. Fear, Zophie, and Pokemon for the sub. Juso and Kyle for the sub. Z for the 3. My mom's husband, my aunt, was rough for me. Your streams help. Maybe we could do SR. What is SR? Jack and 3 Cyber for the sub. Tier for the 5. Prince for the 1,000 buddies. Do you have any good philosophical TV show recommendations? No. I don't really watch philosophical TV.
Well, that was corny. We made our way to the side of the park where
maybe like Black Mirror.
I would be dropped off. Here we go, baby.
Bro, good luck, dude. Make her run for it, bro. Don't look back, bro.
All right, bye. I ran up to a spiked 9-foot metal fence, which I had to use all of my energy to get over. I ran down a hill of bushes and sprinted through the middle of the park.
The fucking lights just on.
After going through a few fences, I was at the purple slide. Now all I had to do was climb up the steep entrance.
Like, can he get in trouble for posting this? That's what I don't understand. Because it's like, so many YouTubers just record crimes. Like, how, like, he's recording himself trespassing. Like, I don't think they're going to sue him or anything, but...
Boys and girls, we're in, baby. I'm gonna be honest, it's very scary to even film in here. There's a very good chance that they saw me on the security cameras, and security could be coming any minute.
They didn't see him on the security cameras. They don't have somebody just fucking pocket watching that all night.
So I have to make this quick. The good thing is that we're fully covered in this water slide, so we should be pretty safe. My only worry is I don't know when the water turns on tomorrow, so I could get flushed out of this slide tomorrow. I only packed 2 things for tonight.
That would be so funny, though. I hope he stays there until the slide turns on.
Number 1 being a sleeping bag, and number 2, a Slim Jim. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even pack this. I kind of just found it in my backpack. So this is our dinner for the night. We're down bad. If I want to stay here until the sun rises, I should probably stop filming so I don't get caught. I'm gonna hop inside my sleeping bag and hopefully I see you
Good morning. I believe the sun has rose. I'm gonna double check.
Okay. We're not talking about the wake-up anxiety of sleeping in any of these locations. Like, you're dreaming, you think you're in bed, you wake up, and you're in a fucking water slide tube.
And hopefully no one's in the park. I started packing up my sleeping bag, which was surprisingly extremely tough, but then all of a sudden I thought I heard a noise.
I'm gonna be so for real right now. I think I may or may not hear people outside.
Guys, the water's coming. It's just like a fucking tidal wave.
This is a rude awakening.
Guys, they're turning on the water.
It's light. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, there's people.
Oh.
Oh my god, it's too early for this.
Yeah, he's out of the water park now.
There's employees there.
Woo! Dude, let's go! Oh my gosh!
Live crime documentary. Well, it's like petty crime. Dude, it's misdemeanor crime. And the problem is not getting into Diddy's house, it's getting out. Bro's like evil Ryan Trahan of YouTube. Your friend's so supportive, willing to do some crazy shit. Kind of security personnel. Oh, yeah, dude, the people at the Post Malone concert could have been like, dude, get the fuck out. Purple Cow.
Close at night. Close at night. Place is one of, okay, I don't know if...
Why is there a Purple Cow there? Nick for the 3. Have you seen the video of the guy waiting in the water slide when somebody went down it? No. Liam for the 3. Can you say hi, Gavin? Hello. Steven, you're Asian. Furchi and Esther for the sub, or Ether for the sub. Destiny, Drizzy for the sub, Prince for the 1,000 biddies. All right, I gotta piss real quick. Then we're gonna hop into the next video. Count me down. 30 seconds. We're back. Next video. Froggy for the sub. I technically died. Max Fosh.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today because Max Fosh is dead.
Well, technically. Let me explain. I'm hosting my own funeral because, stay with me here, I need to be technically dead to get back at an airline. You see, 2 months ago, I booked a flight I then couldn't go on. When I tried to apply for a refund, I found a cheeky legal clause that airlines use that lots of people fall foul of.
You give me cheeky, easy clause. You need to be dead.
My money, finish.
I can't do that.
Airlines will only provide cash refunds if passengers are dead. So, I needed to die. This is a story of how I traveled to another country.
Welcome to the principal.
I could so see like American Airlines just suing him for this over like $100. Fuck airline companies. Fuck airline companies. Pieces of shit. I fucking hate them so much. You know the thing that really grinds my fucking gears about airline companies? When you have a bag that's $40 or $50, the weight limit's 40 or 50 pounds. If you're overweight, you would think that they would maybe charge you, you know, an extra $20, $30. Say the weight limit's 50 pounds and your bag's 55 pounds. How much more money do you think they're going to charge you? It's like $200. It's like $200. You'd go, oh, maybe like 30, 40 bucks more. No, like 3 times the price of a bag. So if your bag's overweight, it just makes more sense to get an entirely new bag, and you could jam 40 more pounds of stuff into that bag for less than the price of one overweight bag. It's because the workers have to lift it. They have to lift a 52-pound bag instead of a 50-pound bag. So I'm sitting there at the fucking checking counter, fucking unzipping my shit and having everybody stare at my underwear and my toiletries and all my stuff as I'm manically trying to maneuver 3 pounds of stuff into my carry-on or other suitcase, because then I don't want them to fucking charge me another $200.
Held my own funeral and was legally declared dead, all to get back £37.28 from the big bad airlines.
I'm incredibly petty.
But
it's for weight safety. It's for weight safety. That's what they say. You know how many bags are on a fucking flight? You know how many bags are on a fucking flight? I understand there's a weight limit, right? I understand if my bag's 55 pounds, it's overweight. I would rather you be meticulous about those extra 5 pounds. But those extra 5 pounds really make it so complex to where you can't maneuver around my bags around that airplane unless I pay another $200. My bag that weighs 4 or 5 pounds more, I need to pay $200 for you to be able to Lego piece that bag together in the fucking sub area of the plane? No.
Being legally
and you know what's real fucking bullshit? And you can sit here, it's bag weight safety. Bullshit. Because most of the time, if they have that problem, they're just putting your bag on another flight. When I flew to Mexico last week, they took off 57 bags. 57 bags. They put them on a flight to Dallas, Texas, and then to Mexico because they couldn't hold the weight. So I don't think that 5-pound overweight bag is really the problem. It's either they're fixing it or they're not, right? There's no in between. They either make that bag or they don't.
Dead, save me from getting
my airline only costs $65 for overweight bags
into trouble,
or for just a bag in general.
Yeah, it's not fraud, but I mean,
should fat people have to buy 2 seats if they're too big for 1 seat? What's the airline that has plus size seats? There's airlines that have that. I think that if you are big enough to where your body is fitting in the other seat next to you, yes, you should have to buy 2 seats. And that's not even like fat phobic. That's you invading somebody else's seat space. They paid for the same seat as you, and you're taking a part of their seat. So unless you're going to give me, like, if I had some guy leaning into 35% of my seat, give me 35% of my ticket money, that guy should pay me. Or he takes another seat. El Joe, I don't give a fuck. You say El Joe. Have you ever sat next to somebody that literally spills over into your seat? I'm not saying fat. You just be a big guy. It's unfair. It's unfair to the guy that paid for his seat. You pay for a seat, you should get what you're marketed towards. It's just unfair. I'm not upset about it, right? Like, I understand that sucks if you're somebody that's like so like big enough to where you fit in 2 seats, but it's like, you know, it's a little unfair to assume that somebody has to just deal with it because you're going to be annoyed, right? Like, if I'm sitting next to somebody on the airplane and they're 5'6", you're going to be more annoyed at somebody that sits next to you that's 6'6" and 380 pounds. You're going to be like, this guy's going to fucking wedge me into a corner. And I'm going to be sitting like this the whole fucking flight.
It is fraudulent.
This video has been sponsored by Opera.
I need to die.
I would still rather sit to somebody. I would rather sit next to somebody that's 6'5" and 480 pounds than a baby. I would rather sit next to somebody that is spilling into my seat than a crying child. I would rather be sitting like scrunched up than a crying kid right next to me. That'd be terrible.
According to the person on the customer service over the phone.
We only provide cash refund in the case of bereavement, I'm afraid.
According to the terms and conditions on website,
my lawyer has since advised me that it is not within my best interest to name any airlines for the remainder of this video.
It states, in order to get a refund, the passenger needs to be deceased. So, this got me thinking, how can I die? My first idea, could I stop my heart, which means that I was technically dead for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, what a great idea for a YouTube video. Let's medically kill me for fucking 4 seconds.
And then provide that as evidence. How long does your heart actually need to stop for? According to the Atlantic Cardiovascular Society, 4 minutes.
Ooh. I don't know about stopping your heart for 4 minutes. Isn't there a movie about that? Like I think it's called Flatliners, where they purposefully would kill themselves to see the other side. Not like permanently. They would like stop their heart for like 5 minutes. So they would be fine. Or then they would come back.
Irreversible brain damage can occur. I don't want to do that. Okay, fine. Next idea. Just spitballing here. Could I...
This is where I hit you with I know a guy. I know a guy who was, or I know a girl, technically, who was legally pronounced dead. They're not legally pronounced dead. Legally dead. Pronounced dead means your brain stopped working. Their heart stopped for like 3 minutes.
I change the name of somebody who's about to die to Max Fosh, and therefore Max Fosh dies? No, that's insane.
So I poured over every nook and cranny I could, until I found something very interesting in the terms and conditions of my...
Always knows a friend. I never said a friend. I said I know them.
Booking.
Ooh. So the airline requires a death certificate, but they don't state where the death certificate needs to come from. Could I get myself a death certificate so I'd be dead on paper? Could I go to another country and get a death certificate? That's a shame.
What other country would issue you a death certificate knowing that you're not dead?
So my plan is to reach out to every country that I can. And weirdly, this is not the...
It's going to be like a small island nation. Like Tuvalu. .tv. Like if I reached out to Tuvalu and I was like, can you pronounce me dead? They'll go, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, whatever.
First time that I've reached out to the press offices of major governments. So I do have a list. I do have an update for you. And before I get to the update, I just want to say, I am embarking on this mission because I'm incredibly petty. The flight itself is £37.28.
What fucking flight are you taking that's sub 50 USD? I think the cheapest flight I've ever been on was like $180. Are you flying city to city right now? What fucking... Yeah, Spirit flight. Spirit flight where? Fucking 20 miles? Waiting for Joe for the 3. My mom died twice of an OD, got revived. Now she's clean for around 9 years. Well, that's good that she's clean. Infinity and Ace for the subtitle for the 3. If you have 5 pounds out of your checking bag, move to carry-on, it's not the same weight. It's the weight distribution. Lucifer for the 3. When's the vlog from Mexico releasing next week? Zezzy for the 3. We could build trains significantly faster. Source of transportation airplane companies vetoed. Chillin' and Gamer for the sub. Yeah, no, we need a train system in the U.S. Oh, Nozzle for the 1,000 biddies. First time ever watching. Froggy for the sub. Nick, thank you for the 3. And Oh, Nozzle, thank you for the 1,000 biddies. See the guy in the video? I already read that. Winning for the 3.
Bloody good value, to be fair. It's the principle that I take issue with, because after doing some research, I've realised that people have lost thousands of pounds because of these airlines. So, one principality responded to my email. The Principality of Saborga.
Dude, I hate that fucking charge. You guys don't book flights. Half of you guys. I know a lot of you guys book flights. A lot of you guys don't book flights. And you go on flights, your parents book your flights for you. When you book a flight, they're going to have an option that says, do you want to protect your flight? And it's going to be a certain percentage of the ticket cost of the flight. And it's fucking such a waste of fucking money. It's there. Like, I have friends that buy them. I never buy it. And one day it's going to fucking eat me in the ass. One day the flight's going to get canceled and I'm just fucked. But they have, like, what is that? You, like, protect it, and it, like, enables you to cancel whenever you want. And it's also, like, if any cancellation occurs, they give you a full refund instead of a partial refund or credit. I don't give a fuck, though, if they give me credit. So, like, you could book a $1,000 flight. Like, when I flew to Iceland, it was probably, like, $1,000. To protect that flight, it was, like, $220. Fucking protecting that fucking flight. $220 so I get a fucking protection fee. That's like when you, hey, do you want a warranty for your toaster? I think I'll pass. I don't think I want the fucking warranty. And then when you go to buy a car, one day, they're going to hit you with a, hey, we have so many insurance, or we have so many warranty options here. The warranty options will be like $10,000 total if you buy all of them. They'll have warranty packages for a $30,000 car that make the car cost in total $45,000. They'll have $15,000 in warranties if you want to add them. Nope. I'll warranty the engine, buddy. I'll warranty the engine, and that's about it. I don't think I need a warranty on the tires.
In Italy, Saborga is a self-declared principality. Claiming to be accidentally left out of the unification of Italy, the town has operated as an independent nation with its own flag, currency, and government.
So, tomorrow, I'm going to Saborga because on this occasion, due to these very unique circumstances, they are happy to sign a document that says, according to them, technically, I am dead.
Why?
Let's go to Saborga, baby!
So before I headed to this fantastic place, I did some research on Saborga using Opera. Opera is my go-to.
I'm on the way to Saborga. They've invited me for a state visit. Well, I asked and they said, yes, please, do come on down.
Despite not being recognized as an official...
Dude, this shit looks fucking beautiful, dude. Where did he say this was? Saborga. Haven't encountered that on GeoGuessr. Saborga. Oh, it's just a village in Italy. I was going to say this looks like it's in Italy.
Official independent nation, Saborga and its people fight every day for its independence and legitimacy. Something that I thoroughly endorse.
Welcome to the Principato di Saborga. Whoa, look at this. Here it is. There they are.
As I arrived, I was greeted by none other than the Princess of Saborga herself.
Hello. We should go meet the princess.
How big is Saborga, though? Is it just a city?
No, I feel a bit underdressed. How do you greet a princess? I have no idea. Hello.
Welcome to the Principality, Nina.
I would bow.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Max.
And as she introduced me to her team...
Oh, that'd be mad awkward.
It gave me the perfect opportunity to showcase my incredible Italian.
Buongiorno.
The Minister of Defense.
Buongiorno. Hey, nice to meet you, man. He hits you just with just straight up English back. Buongiorno. I've heard you have the freshest mozzarella.
Oh, buongiorno. Hello, Max.
You know I'm Italian, right? I come from New Jersey.
And the Interior
Fake-ass Italian.
Minister?
Do you think Italy Italians look down on New Jersey Italians? Like me? Yeah. I'm not like full-blown Italian, though. There's like New Jersey Italians. I'm like 30% Italian. Like there's New Jersey Italians. My last name's Bartolozzi, but there's like, you know, fucking... way more Italian people. 25% Italian. I think I'm a little more. And my last name's Italian. Los Pollos TV. I don't even know if he's full Italian. You think he's 100%? There's like you in New Jersey. You go to certain parts of like certain cities in New Jersey. You'll meet people that are like 100% Italian.
I was then informed that my visit would be officiated by the firing of the royal cannon, which is apparently very safe.
Where should I stand for the shot?
Not in front.
Right in front of it.
No.
We don't want to kill you yet.
But of course, not after we honoured Saborga with her national anthem, which was an entire 2 minutes long.
Where's the words?
Jeepers creepers.
With all the formalities complete, the princess and her team took me around the beautiful sights of Saborga.
But how did this become its own country if it's in Italy?
Everything from the local church to the town's museum where I saw the princess's face on some
They have their own currency.
money. I was even taken to the
I
official
wonder if that's accepted anywhere outside of Saborga.
prison
Like, do you think that's legal tender in other parts of Italy?
where I learned just how the Minister of Defense got his
Probably not.
title.
There's a man with a rope. Oh.
That'd be a badass currency to have, though. I would love to do that. Just collect certain currencies. I have, wherever I go, I keep, like, currency. I actually didn't get pesos in Mexico. But I have 500 kroner. 500 kroner. And then I have 8. What does that say? 1000 kroner. Where is this from? Iceland. Kroner exists, though. There's Icelandic kroner, then there's, Finnish kroner? They have a lot. There's like 3 or 4 different kroners.
Oh wow, fantastic.
Swedish kroner.
Well, this is not how I expect
Danish.
my Monday morning to be going now. Oh, okay, bit of a tug there. Steady.
After a very unique conclusion to the tour, I felt that it was perfect timing for my untimely demise.
Guess I've got to die now.
But since I didn't want to actually die, I needed to die metaphorically. You see, in the comedy world, when someone performs badly at a gig, we often say that they've died on their arse.
What do you call a melon that jumps in the water? Watermelon.
I think doing stand-up is one of the hardest things that a person could do. Hot take. Having to get up on stage and try and make people laugh raw is so hard. So hard. Like, I can sit on stream and riff, and that's easy. Getting up on stage, hardest, question mark? Yeah. I think percentage-wise, in terms of success rate, I think if you got 100 people, 100 random people, and made them do a stand-up set, 99 or 100 of them bomb. I would say if you get 1,000 people, 1 does pretty good. If you give them like a week to prepare a set, like a 5 or a 10-minute set, most of them fail miserably.
So in order for me to quote-unquote die, it was time to get out.
And you're not allowed to do crowd work. I think that would be it. If you're allowed to do crowd work, I think a lot of people succeed just off of riffing, like Matt Rife. But if you have to do like a Dave Chappelle set, or like Shane Gillis or something, where you're like actually getting up on stage and like you're saying like a routine that you came up with, oh hell no. Cywolf Life and Bailey for the sub dark side for the 3. Took advantage of the delivery bags would be really heavy and they would cost a lot of money over time because bigger airplanes burn a lot of fuel. Yeah, but I'm saying like 3 or 4 pounds over. But is that why they're charging that much heavier of a fee? Justin for the 1,200 Bennies. Do you wash your feet in the shower? No. Benny and not for the sub. Disconnect for the sub. Brody for the 3. My brother found a round trip flight for him and his girlfriend to Japan for $130. So the man's incredibly lucky finding deals and shit. How the fuck did he do that? Did he book it the day before?
My joke book.
Where does the fish keep his money? The riverbank. What do you call a can opener that doesn't work? A can't opener. What do you call a French man in sandals? Philippe Fallope.
Well and truly comically flatlining, I just needed to convince Princess Nina to help me get my refund. And thankfully, my fight with a big airline seemed to resonate with the princess and Saborga's fight for independence, so she kindly agreed to sign
Oh, I think she wants to sign it to see if the airline will accept it as a true declaration of death. Because if they sign it and the airline accepts it, that shows that they're a country.
Special one-off death certificate.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And with just one single signature, the beautiful Principality of Saborga has declared that Max Foch is officially dead. And now that I've left the living world, it was time to say goodbye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Holding a fake funeral?
So I hired some mourners.
I don't think he needed to do that. I think it's just the certificate that matters.
Today we are here to celebrate the life of Max Foch.
This is all festivities now. Oh my god, that was the funniest video I've ever watched. When he got up on stage with a bunch of legitimate, like, roid-using IFBB pros and just fucking Oh, it was so cringy.
A beloved grandfather, royal family member, and of course, Oscar winner.
And asked my editor Dave to say a few touching words.
A week ago today, whilst visiting his second home, the Principality of Savorga, Max regretfully died on his arse whilst trying out his jokes on the locals. A fate which, if you were lucky enough to see him on tour, you'll know Max knows only too well. Max's family sadly couldn't be here with us today, but they have sent in the following message. Who are you? Stop messaging. Is this for another of Max's stupid videos? Please join us.
Another thing about comedy. If you're able to bomb on stage and eat that shit, you are the most secure person in yourself ever. Like, there might be insecurities that lie elsewhere, but if you're able to get up on stage, bomb. Like, I'm talking the audience is borderline booing you. Like, they're not having fun, and you just don't care. Like, wow.
Now, as our choir sings a rendition of one of Max's favorite songs.
So you? No, I would fucking throw up. I would throw up. Dude, I'll do cringy jokes here and they'll bomb, but you guys will just be like, L, boring, stupid, or something, and it's fine. If I was like on stage in front of like 4,000 people, said a joke, and it was just crickets, I just walk off. Like, I would not be able to deal with it. It would be so, oh my God, it would be scary.
As we all know, Max loves to get the final word. So now, a few words from the deceased.
One more quick thing about Opera, you can also customize your entire browsing experience with themes. Whether you want a minimalist layout or built-in air ignition. Description. Is the service finished yet?
With the service finish, I then had to start to get all of my documentation together to send off to the airline.
So, I've died. I've got the death certificate from Saborga, and I've...
All you'd have to do for your audience is say something like 6'7". Yeah, no, the crowd would go wild. It'd be like Chicken Jockey in the fucking Minecraft theater. If I went up on stage, all I'd have to do is 6'7". Yeah! It'd be a standing ovation. It'd be a standing ovation.
Put together all the documentation to send off to the airline. My hope is that they get a lot of these, and so they don't look at it for too long. And it's now just a case of waiting and see what they say. So,
dude, for $37, they're giving him the refund. I think if it was like a $5,000 flight, like a first-class flight, like across country, probably not.
I have no idea if this is going to work.
I applied for my refund with my death certificate, and at this point, I didn't really know what would happen.
I also think the airline would be like, bro, you're sending in a death certificate for a $37 refund.
But ultimately, I felt like I'd been on an adventure.
Jeepers creepers.
Then 5 days later, the results were in. But had it worked?
I'm wearing my suit because I want to be quite serious here. It worked. I got an email from the airline in which they agreed to continue my application for a refund, and I've asked for my bank details. Now, I thought, ooh, that's fun. Yay, it worked. Fantastic. I then just thought I would check with the lawyer on the Max Frost channel who helps me with various different...
No, this would be incredibly illegal. Because this would be faking your death for money.
Videos like this.
Yes. And what did this would just be fraud.
He was quite...
No.
Well, he under no certain terms said that I really shouldn't do this.
Yeah, but it's not fraud, but I mean, it is fraudulent.
Because it's my money that's being given back to me, it's not fraud. So, he has basically told me off and said that I mustn't claim the money. So, that is where I'm going to leave it.
I would leave it. I'm not trying to challenge an airline.
Also, please do not do this yourself at home.
I don't think anybody's going to be able to do this but you, Max. Like, I don't think anybody else is going to be able to get a genuine death certificate from a nation.
The main reason why I'm not continuing is that he said this.
I normally would let you, but like this time I really have to put my foot down here.
Join me next time where I try to commit less fraud.
less fraudulent activity. That was a fucking good video. All right. Jello for the 400 biddies. Yeah, you're literally the toughest person alive. Happy 4. Thank you. Nod and Homo and Axel for the sub. Ron for the 7. Can you say hi to my boy Danny? He's the only person I know that watches you. Hello, Danny. Little inside for the sub. All right. Chat. We're about to go watch that North Korea video, but you got to count me down like a minute, dude. Hold up. Count me down. W song. Terrible vibes. Oh my god. Oh my god, terrible fucking vibes. Dude, that coffee ran through me, man. I was taking a shit. I'm sorry. I was probably gone for a few minutes. Yeah, I was gone for 4 minutes. That's my bad. That was the worst shit I've ever taken. I was rushing myself. Oh my god, I feel terrible. Dude, I literally sat on the toilet. I thought I was going to shit my pants. Like, I was trying to be nonchalant about it. I was just waiting for that video to end, dog. Oh my God, I had to poop. Wow. I think it's because I'm streaming so early. Let me give you a little rundown of my routine. I wake up, take a dump, eat breakfast, take a dump. Or I could wake up, take a dump, do stuff. After I eat breakfast and drink coffee, I have to poop. And I just went live with a full coffee. And so I'm sipping on it. And it's just like every fucking 10 minutes, it just got worse and worse. And I was like, dude, if I don't poop now, I was like in the bathroom like, damn, I might have to end stream. Nah, I just fucking took a shit, dude. Oh my God. We're good now. That was bad though. How much do you shit? Dude, I shit all the time. After stream, I'll probably take another dump. Probably take another dump at night. I'll probably poop like 4 times a day. Broad for the 3. Shout out to my friends Adam, Elvis, Stone, and Sage. Shout out them. Redstone, Harley, and Jay for the sub. Jello for the 4. Oh my God. I hate people rushing me when I'm pooping. I think that's like a top 5 unenjoyable daily experience. Having to be rushed while pooping at like school or at an airport or like right now. Because like I could probably poop more, but I cut it off. And so like right now it's subsiding. Like I think I'll be fine. But like I was like, damn, dude, I probably could have pooped for another like 10 minutes. But I'm not trying to do that. That's a sneak snag maneuver. Shout out sneak snag. Sneak snag maneuver leaves stream for 20 minutes. It's just his chair for 20 minutes. Bro always does that. Wait, did you say bro always does that? Dude, that's what I'm saying. I try not to poop on stream because it's just like then I'm gone. Broad for the 3. Can you give me alrighty with that? What's actually happening in North Korea? There's still a long-ass fucking video. But I really want to watch it because I was hyped when Johnny Harris said he was making a video about North Korea. He's like obsessed with maps, and he gives a lot of like info about individual areas based on maps, so I think it'll be cool. All right, lock in. Ice for the sub.
If you point,
I fucking hate when North Korea propaganda shows up on my For You page showing that stupid fucking building.
Testing 1 2 3 4 5.
What is it called? Where is it? This? Oh my God. Where's the fucking building? God damn it! There it is. This fucking building is empty. No one's in it. It's like a big ass building in North Korea. And they have like lights and it's like a whole LED thing that they can fucking make it like look amazing. No one lives in it. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a hotel. It's just barren on the inside. It's hollow.
So if you point a camera at the Earth from 600 kilometers above the surface, it's pretty mesmerizing. But point it at the Korean Peninsula and you'll see this. South Korea is a...
Dude, that's crazy. I love looking at light maps of the U.S. Do you ever do that? I love watching light map or like TikToks of that stuff too. Light map of the U.S. Like it's so great because it just shows you where people live. Like the majority of the U.S. lives on the East Coast. No one if you live in the West Coast, you are like barren. I think it's 80% of the country lives on the fucking East or something like that. And the majority of the 20% live in California and Washington. Like no one lives here. This is just barren land. Because it's hard to farm if you actually look into it because of the mountains that exist, like right here. This is just basically a dead zone most of the time. It's hard. The mountains block water coming in. Like water coming in this way or this way, it doesn't exist, right? So they're just like, they live in like barren land, like Wyoming, South Dakota, shit like that. Like there's people that are there, but it's hard to actually farm and do things. In North Korea's instance, it's because they're a dictatorship that, you know, fucking bottlenecks their community so they can maintain power on their people. But...
Point it at the Korean Peninsula and you'll see this. South Korea is a...
Yeah, they have one big city and a few dots.
ways, but North Korea is almost totally
like, that's wild. It's 2025, and like they have one big city. Like, obviously there's a lot of underdeveloped countries, but it's like that's because their country as a whole is struggling versus like them inhibiting their people purposefully.
dark. You've got this little point here for Pyongyang, the capital, but it's mostly a void.
Do you think people know about you in North Korea? I don't think people in North Korea know about Twitch or YouTube. So no. I don't think the average North Korean person could name 5 Americans that aren't dead.
Black Void tells a story of how the 25 million people live in this secretive kingdom of North Korea. But as the sun rises, we get to fill in the details.
They definitely know Kai Cenat. Malias, they don't have access to Western media at all. They don't know Mr. Beast. They don't know Kai Cenat. They don't watch YouTube. You can look in videos of, like, North Korean phones that were smuggled over, and, like, in even text conversation, the phone auto-defaults what you're typing to be something that's good towards the leader. Like, you can't type negative things. You can't search up certain things. Like, the phone mitigates you so heavily that you're not able to do anything outside of what they want you to do. And they monitor your phone. A North Korean phone takes a screenshot of your phone like every 5 minutes and sends it to the state. You're not watching Kai Cenat in North Korea if you have a phone, which most of them don't.
We get to see more. We get to see cities designed to control. We get to see an unfathomable amount of military installations, many of them burrowed into mountains, where they protect nuclear weapons, where the over 1 million soldiers endlessly prepare for war.
There's over 10,000 manned military installations. So
I never understand why North Korea ramps up their manned military so heavily. Like, I get that it's to, like, flex your power, and that's how, like, war used to be fought. But in modern times, wars are won with money and technology, not people. Like, having 1 million soldiers isn't winning you a war in modern day. It's, do you have enough money with enough trained individual people and drones and, like, experienced fighter pilots? Like, infantry is not winning wars in modern times comparable to, like, artillery, nukes, missiles, drones, tanks, jets, subs. Like, that's what's winning a war. Not like you rushing a front with 1 million. Like, it's not D-Day anymore.
Bases, naval sites, all that squeezed into Pennsylvania.
We see factories.
Infantries keep rebellions down. Oh, I think heavily, North Korea's military presence is disguised towards its people as a means of protecting their nation, when also it's heavily there to control its own people. Because the military has such a high, presence, they can't have a rebellion. They can't have a civil war.
Lots of factories. We see these little islands of dense housing, which are the homes of the workers.
But it's also like, I don't want to say it's like Stockholm Syndrome, but like, if all of the North Korean people, like, not obviously high government officials, like, you would need some of them to come in. But, like, the people at the top, it's not even just, like, Kim Jong-un and his sister that are, like, keeping it together. The reason North Korea doesn't fold is because the people that are under Kim Jong-un and his sister abide by them, and because they're benefiting as well. It's like the top 3 levels of people in North Korea benefit, and they control everybody below. But if you get, like, one of those stages to fold, you could just turn on Kim Jong-un. Like, you could just overthrow his government.
Who are assigned here.
It's not easy, and it probably will never happen, but... Oh, yeah, they have all these fake fucking cities, too, on the borders of South Korea.
Barriers, lots of barriers. Barriers meant to keep people in. And not just on the borders with neighbors, but also within the country itself. Checkpoints and barriers between provinces. I've been looking at every inch of North Korea because I want to understand how it actually works. I want to understand how the all-powerful leaders have designed this place and why. And I've been stumbling upon stuff that I never thought I'd see in North Korea. Ski resorts, an international children's camp, lots and lots of water slides, markets where people buy and sell things, schools and fields, fruit factories, coal shipments, limestone mines, burial grounds, prisons.
Whenever I hear the word farm in North Korea, I just think of that one video where Kim Jong-un's like just feeling a bunch of like corn. And he's doing that like squat where like people smoke cigarettes, but he's just like holding leaves, and he's like he knows anything about crops.
Camps in the cities and the mountains. Lots of strange-looking buildings, stadiums.
Yeah, this looks good.
And tracks, and sports fields, empty roads and empty squares, Christian churches, a turtle-shaped building, apartment blocks where rich people live. I mean, you stumble upon some pretty wild stuff when you just scour every inch of the satellite map. I've also been talking to experts who
Mods, ban you sold. Goon for the sub, Mike for the 3. Happy 4th. Logan and Pre-Fired for the sub, Chancer for the 3. My friends are missing in Texas at Camp Bad Flood. What is that? Grayson, R10Z, and TTV for the sub, Ice for the sub, Brody for the 3.
I'm looking at the map of North Korea, analyzing it day by day for decades. Their data has been really useful in all of this, and honestly, I'm starting to see North Korea in a totally different way. I think.
Do you have ops in Korea? No. I just feel I love learning about North Korea because it's like shrouded in mystery, but it's also just like I feel bad for the North Korean people. Like they're literally manipulated for the benefit of like millions of people are being like manipulated and having their lives effectively ruined for the benefit of like a select few, like one man, but also like the people that are directly below him.
Exposed to a very specific version of this country. And that doesn't mean it's an inaccurate version, but it's just one version. Today I want to show you a deeper version. Now the map can't tell us everything, but I'm seeing how it can fill in the blanks in my knowledge of how this country actually works, broadening my perspective on this most secretive kingdom in our world. So buckle up and let's get ready to look at this map.
Whenever I see pictures of North Korea or videos, is it like always cold there? I know they have beaches in summers and stuff, but like climate-wise, everything always looks barren and dead.
I mean, this whole country is under one giant surveillance. And I guess while we're talking about surveillance, let's talk about the map. I mean, first things first, North Korea is a beautiful country.
North Korea is usually viewed as, you know, this hellscape of a place, but it's actually really beautiful. Lots of mountains and hills and rare animals and everything.
It's home to this huge mountain range. Among these rugged mountains, you've got this volcano,
I think about that all the time. The other day, I was watching a video about like the mountains of China, and it was like showing a monkey. And I was like, do you think that monkey knows he lives in China? It's fucking stupid. They don't think about that, though. They're like, obviously, they don't think about that. Like, the country borders only exist for humans. No shit. Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, like, all of our maps and everything that we draw, like, just remove those borders. That doesn't exist for any animal outside of us. Like, we're the only people that give a fuck about that. Like, what? Oh, this is my land versus your land. A monkey's just trying to fucking survive, man. He don't give a shit if he lives in Mongolia, China, wherever he is. It's fucking, I'm just trying to not die. Yeah, it's all political. Kevin's, thank you for the 10K fucking biddies, man. Found these in the bag of carrots. You think my carrots are safe to eat. What? Kevin's, thank you for the 10K biddies, though. Appreciate the fucking biddies, man. Thank you for the fucking bits. Thank you for the support to the channel, and I appreciate the bets. Sketty for the 3. What if you went to North Korea and Kim was just standing there with a clip of you saying you would kick his ass? Goon for the sub. I would never go to North Korea. I would love to go to North Korea. I want to see North Korea. I've said so much shit about North Korea that they would definitely kill me.
Heck, too. It's kind of.
I know I wouldn't beat Kim Jong-un. He would murder my ass. It would be like, I mean, in a fist fight, different scenario, but he just has more power. By far. It's not even close. He runs a country. Chance over the 3. Check news in Texas. Kids are missing. One of my friends are gone. This is a terrible flood. Well, I hope your friends are okay, man. I'm sorry that that's happening. SC, thank you for the 25 fucking gifteds, bro. Dub in the chat. Thank you if you got a sub. Thank you for the 25 gifteds. SC Pitac 24. And Kevin's, thank you for the 10K biddies. And Chancer, man, I hope your friends are all right. I don't know what flood's happening right now, but I hope your friends are okay. All right, lock in. Kevin's, thank you for the 10K biddies. And SC, thank you for the 25 gifteds.
A sacred spot for North Koreans. It's where their legends say their great leader Kim Jong-il was born. Incidentally, it's right on this border, actually. Half of Mount Paektu is on the Chinese side. China, North Korea. North Korea can get really cold and snowy.
So weird they split that there. Why don't they just give it to one side or the other? Why do they both own half of the fucking lake?
Jong-il was born. Incidentally, it's right on this border, actually. Half of Mount Pektu is on the Chinese.
Lulu for the 3. Love the streams. Thank you for making me laugh. Found a health scare in my lump. Think it's fine. Thankfully not cancer. Well, that's good. If you look up Charles, North Korea on TikTok, he shares the story on how he escaped North Korea. I'm not watching that right now. Trev, thank you for the sub, but thank you for the 3.
East side.
All right, lock in.
China, North Korea. North Korea can get really cold.
This is a 45-minute video. I'm not trying to get distracted.
Cold and snowy. It's home to between 20 and 30 million people. It's about half as many as live in South Korea. And it was the war in the 1950s that created these two Koreas, and in the process turned what is now North Korea into dust.
I think what's fascinating, too, is if North Korea stays the way that it is now, those two countries will separate language-wise so drastically that they'll be unable to communicate with each other. Like, they're already, obviously, it's like linguistically, you just have slang, like even in between Spanish countries. You have, you know, people that are in Ecuador versus Argentina, and there's just like conversational Spanish exists in different realms. But with them, it's just way different. Kevins, thank you for the 15K biddies. Do you prefer gifts or prefer bits or gifted subs? I don't really care. I'm thankful for either. Subs obviously helps the community more. But bits, you're also able to write a message, whereas subs you can't. So it's really up to the individual rather than, like, it's what you want to do. You know, I'm not going to be like, oh, you got to send me subs or bits. You don't got to send me either, honestly. But Kevins, thank you for the 15K biddies. And Melly, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Dub in the chat, thank you for the fucking gifteds and the biddies. Kevin's DPS, thank you for the fucking 15,000 biddies. And Melly Pinelli, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Lock in.
Today, North Korea is built around a few...
Kevin's DPS, thank you for the 50 gifted subs. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the fucking 50 gifted. Kevin's DPS. I appreciate the fucking subs and the bits of the goddamn channel. Happy 4th of fucking July. Thank you for the fucking 50 subs, man. You did not need to do that, but I do appreciate the support to the channel. You do not need to gift subs. I feel bad when people spend this much money on stream. I appreciate that. But holy shit, that is a lot, dude. 50 subs and 25,000 fucking biddies, man. Oh my God. Thank you for the fucking bits. Thank you for the subs, Kevin. I appreciate that very much. Genuinely. W fucking subs, 50 subs, 25,000 biddies, and Melly, thank you for the 10 gifted. Lock in.
Major cities. Here's the 10 most populous. Some have ports, some are up on the border with China, and then there's this river city of Pyongyang. This is the capital. A lot of this had to be redesigned from scratch because the country was destroyed in the Korean War. The country itself is designed in line with this North Korean communist ideology of a human body. The great leader is the brain, and then the members of his single party...
Well, and they can't have... You could get thrown into a camp for being religious. Like, if you get caught with a Bible, it gets confiscated and you get thrown. The only people you're allowed to praise, like, in an idol sense, or somebody as higher than yourself, is Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un or the leaders of that family, like Kim Jong-un, Kim Il-sung, like you can talk heavily and praise them as if they were gods, but just them. Like nobody, you can't do that with, you know, Jesus or Allah or God, or you can't, any God that exists outside of them is no.
Government represents the nervous system that connects his will to the masses. The masses are the bones and the muscle, the ones who carry out the work of building this country. The country is supposed to act as one, serving the will of the brain, the great leader. And what I'm seeing is that this kind of body configuration allows them to do some pretty unique things. First and foremost, military. Most countries spend like between 1% and 4% of their GDP on military.
Well, they're trying to get that higher. We spend a large percentage of our GDP on the military because the United States effectively has like full reign over NATO currently, and that's why like the US's opinion in what they want to do within NATO, most European countries just have to agree because the U.S. has such a big military, European countries have been able to cut back on military spending drastically and increase that on public spending within their own people, which is why Europeans are able to have better access to public free healthcare and all these other things. And that's why Trump is trying to make them spend more money. He wants them to spend 5%. They all signed it outside of Spain, if you've been, you know, keeping up with politics, where they have to spend 5% of their global GDP on their military to strengthen their own barriers. And that, I don't support Trump. I get him doing that. But he's not doing that so we can cut back on our own spending. He's spending more money. The thing that doesn't make sense, I'm not trying to get into like a shitting on Trump thing. I think that we want to have a lot of the benefits that European countries have for our own people. And I thought that when he was initially going to get these countries to spend more money on their own military, it was so we could take a step back and they could rely on themselves more heavily. But we're still ramping up our own military spending instead of cutting it back. We're just making other European countries spend more. It would make a lot more sense if we were like, hey, Germany, France, Italy, all these other countries, you got to spend 5%. We're going to cut back so we can save more money on our people. But we're not. We're just spending more and making them spend more, which is just confusing. Kren and please for the sub, Michael for the sub. Kevin, thank you for the fucking gifts again and the biddies, man. 360 for the 1,000 biddies. Have you heard about the big beautiful bill being passed? Yeah. It got cut back. I don't think it got passed. It got passed and then they changed it. And now it's going back to the House. I don't know if they've already passed it again.
North Korea spends like between 20 and 25% of their GDP on their military. And we've got the data on what that looks like. Whoa, okay, settle down, big boy. Oh, God. Look at this. Oh my Lord, look at this. I don't think I've ever seen so
I don't know what I'm looking at.
many yellow push pins.
Oh, these are all military posts? I thought I was looking at like cities.
Boy, oh God. Look at this. Oh my Lord. Look.
Dude, they're like every fucking mile.
Look at this. I don't think I've ever seen so many yellow push pins in my life. It kind of reminds me of that map of like saunas in Finland. Places like a fortress. You can see that a lot of this is concentrated down here on their southern border. This is the DMZ. It's actually a 4-kilometer thick border. And technically within this 4 kilometers, there's supposed to be no military stuff. That is, if you don't count the thousands of landmines that are there left over from the Korean War and that North Korea continues to plant. But in terms of weapons, most of it is right here on the border of the DMZ, where North Korea has 900 artillery guns that are aimed right at Seoul, South Korea. In the event of a conflict, these guns could fire 10,000 rounds a minute at South Korea, which would make good on their promise to turn South Korea into a sea of fire, which they often make towards their southerly neighbor. Now, a reminder, it's not just North Korea. If we were mapping American or South Korean military assets, you'd see a lot of those too on the southern side, down here. But we are looking at North Korea right now.
I just can't imagine being like, obviously in Kim Jong-un's mind, he's like the leader of North Korea and he like thinks he's, so highly of himself. He's very narcissistic. But if you're like a military general under Kim Jong-un, obviously you want to keep that position because it aids you. And so you have that selfish mindset in that sense. But are you ever sitting there as like, do you think his military generals are like, yeah, this is a good idea to have all of our infantry and all of our artillery pointed at Seoul? Like, dude, if they bomb Seoul, their country's getting fucking wiped off the map. If they were to ever bomb Seoul, South Korea, North Korea's fucked. Fucked. Yeah, they kill South Korea. Now Korea in general is just uninhabitable.
You got underground bunkers, missile launch sites, nuclear reactors, airstrips, naval bases.
North Korea has nukes? Yeah, and so do a lot of other countries, and bigger ones.
So you've got the thousands of landmines, and of course, this little pavilion where soldiers from both sides stand meters apart. This is where the countries have their diplomatic talks. You've got 1,000 observation posts, 300 checkpoints and roadblocks, tons of military facilities that support the soldiers here, and then of course tunnels.
Bro, and this is what's so fucking... I'm gonna sound like an idiot right now, and I know this is stupid. I feel like, when you're like, I could get to that person. I feel like if I knew how to speak to Kim Jong-un, I knew Korean, I feel like I could be like, come on, man. Because I know about his life. Like, I know how he grew up, and he had a very Western mindset initially, and he was less opposed to being like closed off when he was a kid, because he learned school, like he went to school in Switzerland or wherever he fucking went to school. I'd be like, bro, you're getting fried. Now I feel like I'd be like, come on, man. This is a little crazy, right? Like, what do you think? I'd be like, bro, come on, they're praising you. You've made your people think you're a god. What's that about? Like, you don't think you would be able to like reach him? He's too far gone. He has to be too far gone. So far gone. Like, he would take that as offensive. He would be like, fuck you. Like, it would be angry. Kimmy, this isn't you. I don't know. I feel like, dude, under every person, there is like, no matter how crazy, I think there are people that are just truly evil, but like, I think the majority of individuals, even that have done bad things, you can reach them. There's a core inside of them that's like not bad, and you have to get to that. Like, but I think his is just like miles deep. Like, you're never reaching that. You would have to like appeal to when he was a child and be like, dude, like, think back to when you were like 7. Like, you were a normal kid, effectively.
Man, you're going to see a lot of underground stuff here. North Korea is covered with these.
The painter, he's evil. Is there a scenario where, if you're asking me if Adolf Hitler, no, Adolf Hitler was evil as fuck. I think there is a multiverse world where he didn't become a genocidal dictator, because at the end of the day, a kid's a kid, right? I think there are people that have mental imbalances, but I think everything went wrong in his life and his own mind and his own contemplation to where he became a terrible person and one of the worst people that have ever existed. But I think there's a world where that man grew up and wasn't a genocidal dictator. Like, I think that scenario mixed with, obviously self-contemplation. Same thing with, like, people that are serial killers. Like, they have those imbalances in their brains, but there are people that are probably predisposed to be serial killers that don't end up becoming them.
Things, and this is just the one.
They might still not be great humans, but not bad to the point that they were. Cap? So you think in every scenario, a million scenarios, a murderer is a murderer? No. Like, obviously with Adolf Hitler, it's genocide. But, like, I think if you played that scenario back and gave him different life, if he didn't grow up in Germany, like, I think he might have been a bad person, but I don't think he would have tried to take over the world and become massively anti-Semitic, potentially. It's still entirely his fault, right? He grew up in Austria. That's what I mean. But that's what I'm saying. He was Austrian moron. Okay, I'm a moron. I misspoke. I didn't know that. That's my bad. I'll admit that. Why are we trying to shoot shots here? I'm having a base conversation. You're just, I'm actually trying to have it back and forth right now, and then you got really angry there, and I don't know why. I think my point that I'm trying to make is, I think within evil people, there's a scenario where if you rewinded time, changed everything, they might still be bad people, but not to the extent that they were. And vice versa with good people. Dad, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Atlas and Dad, Siege for the sub, Snap for the 3. Kim's sister is the one pulling most of the swings. Kim is just a mascot. We talked about that. Brox for the sub, Camp for the 4. My friend Steven, no. Aaron for the sub, Furosa for the 3. Notice you have Connecticut in your mini fridge. Wondering, or curious if you found out about through Roman Atwood or if you're sponsored or something. I am actually sponsored by Kinetic. And yeah, I actually know that Roman Atwood is, heavily, involved with Kinetic. I'm pretty sure they have a 4th of July sale going on right now. Code JOEB, !Kinetic. Check it out. I'm pretty sure shipping's free over $50. And I think they have 20 or 30% off sale for 4th of July right now. $360 for the 3. I think it's for like a few days, though, this week. Anyways, as I was saying, no, like, Adolf Hitler was truly evil. Like, he was a terrible human. I think Kim Jong-un is an evil human. I don't think I would ever reach him. But in my mind, I always see a person and I'm like, you're just a human, Like, I could reach you, but I couldn't reach him. I don't think anybody could. To the point where you would be able to sway his hand and be like, this is bad. Because I don't even think it's like, here's what's the difference. I don't think that Kim Jong-un necessarily believes he's a god. I don't think that his sister believes that she's a god, if she's the one pulling the strings. I think that they put this facade up knowing in the back of their mind that it's not true because it gives them the life they want to live. I think they're just narcissists, but like on a mega level. I don't think Kim Jong-un goes to bed thinking he's a god and he's going to be immortal. I think he goes to bed knowing he's just a man, just a guy. He's a guy that got a good hand, and he's going, I need to control these people to keep my life the way it is. Because he's obsessed with that.
We know of. One explanation for these tunnels is that during the Korean War,
they're 100% aware that they're normal humans. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they think they're gods. I think there are people that think they're gods. I think those are more attuned to cult leaders than, like, dictators. I think dictators that put the facade that they're a god do it as a means of control rather than actually believing that they're a god.
this country was basically flattened. Almost every building was turned to dust by American bombs. So a huge part of
But Hitler was pure evil. Oh, in the same sense, yes.
the North Korean psyche is this paranoid fear of air power. They designed their defense strategy to be ready for if that ever happens again. So you have a lot of these fortified bases and tunnels. Some of them are
I love this video right now, Chad. I love talking about this. I'm sorry. We're going to be here for a while.
for weapons storage, and some of them are for invasion. Like down here on the DMZ, they secretly dug a bunch of tunnels that are kilometers long that go under the DMZ. This would allow them to move troops into South Korea very quickly. I actually went into one of these tunnels that had been discovered by South Korea. But these tunnels also have another purpose, and in fact, the military itself, a big portion of it, is dedicated to protecting one family. You'll see this in the Capitol. This is the barracks that houses some of the 100,000 bodyguards meant to protect the Kim family. This hill is like a giant
100,000 bodyguards? He has 100,000 bodyguards. What do they fucking come in and out of rotation? Even the Kim family. The Kim family can't be that big.
bunker. It's home to a bunch of military installations, some of them deep underground, a lot of them connected through tunnels. And this is
Do you think his wife loves him? Actual question. Because he's married to like a famous Korean singer or something. I don't know. I feel like that's also like a trade-off relationship. Like she gets the benefits of being with him. And I also think it's like if she said no,
is one of the many escape plans
he cheats all the time. Well, yeah, he could probably do whatever he wants.
that the Kim family has in case of an attack. They can escape on an armored train or in one of the helicopters that is stored inside of this hill. There's rumors that there is another huge tunnel.
Like, do you think they have regular conversation? I think about this stuff all the time. Like, Kim Jong-un exists in the world we're in right now. He's probably asleep because Korea time zone is way different. But, like, do you think they just sit at dinner and, like, talk about, like, shows or something? Because they don't, I don't know, or, me and Brooke just talk. Like, there's times where me and Brooke will hang out and we're just talking for, like, an hour, 2 hours. Do you think they just talk? But about what? Like, I just, there's no way they have regular people conversations. There's no way. In the position, his life is so fucking weird that it's like, he's not sitting there just like, so yeah, you know, we're probably going to go on a hike. I'm really excited. I want to go skiing this weekend. No. Or even that, like me and Brooke will just talk about like the universe or people or like shows, our interests, you know, their day. I think it's all just like very surface level bullshit. Like, you know, when you're at like a family dinner and it's like silent, and you're like, you hear the fork and knife cutting and it's like, so, no, this steak's really good. Like small talk. I think that's all it is.
System on the northern border that would allow the Kims to sneak into China if they needed to.
Just the amount of effort put into the security of the Kims themselves versus, you know, helping out your average person. I don't think people really realize the amount of security infrastructure that they have.
But it's not all underground. The country is littered with 1,500 guns and missiles that are meant for shooting down aircraft. A third of those, by the way, are concentrated around Pyongyang, the capital. Like, look at this one. Pretty funky looking from above. You're in the middle of this field. Wow. You've got the Air Force. The Air Force is one of their larger military branches. And then you've got their Navy, which has a bunch of submarines. A lot of them not totally operable, experts think. But in a recent video we made on submarines, we calculated at least 36 operable submarines hanging out in bases like this. Now look at their missile sites. Missiles, rockets, nuclear weapons are a big deal for this regime, and especially the most recent leader, who, as you can see from this graph, has really ramped up the testing of all of this. These missiles have all kinds of different ranges, but the longest ones can go 12,000 kilometers away. I mean, that puts a lot of the world in range, including the United States. Many of those are up here in these mountain bases where they store these missiles and where they can launch them. But lately, they've also been trying to send up non-weapons into space.
They're trying to make their own like space station.
This launch pad is where over the last couple of years they've tried to put satellites up into space.
It's not even like you know how like the wealth gap is getting worse in the United States? I think that's like in the wealth and like intelligence gap, right? Between the lowest and the highest. That's like a proven thing. It's getting worse. Right? Not only in like I don't think they're necessarily correlated where it's like intelligence and income, but like the dumbest people in your class and the smartest people in your class are further apart than they've ever been. I think in North Korea, it's like, because there's the majority of North Koreans probably aren't receiving great education. And then there's like a few select 2% of people that are like, yeah, you're going to be an astronaut. And you come from a family of farmers.
Satellite in orbit. There's only about 11 or 12 countries around the world that have ever put a satellite in orbit.
The military is core to keeping the Kims in power, which is why they often show it off. I love this video from The Guardian.
I do watch their marching videos.
They know when one of these things is going to happen because there's like a replica of the Kim Il-sung Square, the big central square, where all of these soldiers get together and practice. And so whenever they see activity in that practice square, they know that they're getting ready for one of these. So the military is a very important part of keeping the Kims in power. It's used as propaganda, it's used as actual defense, and it's often used to actually like build stuff. And you've got one of the largest militaries in the world, 1 million plus active duty. They're able to command that to do all sorts of projects, including construction projects, which we're gonna look at. One thing you'll see a lot of
they use their military to build things
in North Korea is fences, and not to necessarily keep people from coming in, but more so to keep people from going out.
Which is fucking crazy. Crazy. And I know that, like, I hate, you know, piggyback. I don't like giving, like, Trump credit. But one of the things that he said, which is, like, true to a degree, if your country has a lot of people coming to it, that means your country's at least doing okay. If you have to make a fence to stop people from leaving, that's a problem. And you're trying to get people to fuck it. Hey, we're going to build this fence because we don't want you to go. What?
They've spent years building a fence around the entire perimeter of the country.
Yeah, so you can't run away, which is fucking nuts.
At least 1,400 kilometers.
Like, that's why I don't think they're brainwashed. I don't think the average North Korean is brainwashed. I think they abide by the rules of, like, yeah, America's bad, everything else sucks, North Korea's awesome, because if they don't, they'll be in trouble. I think it's like they have to abide by the leader because it's like, if you don't play by the rules, you're fucked. They know, like, I'm not allowed to leave.
Bordering China alone. Here's all the security outposts. I mean, this fencing goes through
said, I want to give somebody from North Korea a warhead sour candy. You could say that. You could say that about any fucking nation that just doesn't have, like, readily processed foods.
All kinds of terrain, including dug into the beach. And a lot of this was built recently, as more and more people have been trying to escape. And then within the country itself, there are barriers that control people's movement. The country has checkpoints at the province borders to make sure people aren't moving around without permission. So yeah, a lot of people can't get out of North Korea, but some can. In fact, there's a whole network of IT professionals, North Korean like engineers, who interview for Western tech jobs, get hired, and then pass money and information back to the North Korean regime, all without their employer knowing it.
Why would any employer hire a North Korean citizen then?
Okay, I'm about to try to conduct a job interview for the first time
with a North Korean?
in
No.
my life. I reached out to David Wensky, a senior software engineer, and he responded to me 3 hours after I reached out, but I'm not actually hiring
Oh, well, that's a fucking fake name.
anybody. And I don't think David Wensky is actually who he says he is.
This is a big rabbit hole that
David Wensky
is very juicy.
I don't think anybody is named David Wensky in North Korea.
And
Yo, Perko, thank you for the 10 fucking subs, man. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Thomas for the sub. Choco for the 3. Watch with this with Kim Jong-un. Moosh for the 3. For the 5. It's me from yesterday. Don't remember the meme. Our girl split up. I came to a mutual understanding. Literally everything reminds me of her. Can't stop crying. Been watching your streams to cheer me up. It's working surprisingly well. Well, I'm glad I'm able to help, man. Focus on yourself. Hang out with friends. You know, give yourself time. That's all it's really going to be, dude. You'll get over it eventually, but it'll take time, man. I'm sorry you're going through that. Big Moises and V-Rex for the sub. David, thank you for the 5 gifts. It's Perko, thank you for the 10 subs.
my colleague Christoph went down that rabbit hole in a new video that's live right now over on his channel. His show is called Tunnel Vision. It is
Oh, I need to fucking see that.
very good. And this story about IT espionage and money funneling back to North Korea is incredibly wild, how deep Christoph was able to get. So you should go check that out. The
All right, why are we still spamming dubs?
link is in the description. Okay, so a lot of this stuff probably isn't that surprising to you. This is the kind of stuff we see on the news, the stuff that gets covered a lot, the military, the missiles, the control. But now I want to get to the part of this country that really led me to this video in the first place, which is the stuff that we don't see very often, to try to expand my understanding of what it is like to live in North Korea. What is life like in these cities, out here in the rural areas? How do they make stuff? Where do they get their food? Entertainment, community. Turns out that between defect
I throw it in sub only to stop the dubs, and then chat just goes W subs. W sub only.
testimony, state news, and the satellite map, you can actually learn a lot about this
All right, stop, bro. Please. Throw it in email only.
stuff.
Throw it in email only for a minute.
A lot of North Korea's cities were designed from scratch after the city was turned into rubble because of the Korean War. And because of that, they have very unique design that is meant to fulfill a certain objective that is in line with North Korean ideals of controlling people, unifying people.
I always find it fascinating that the roads and well, I understand their sidewalks being big because the majority of them don't have cars. But they'll have like 8-lane highways, 8-lane roads. And maybe it's for military vehicles if they ever need the space. I would get that. But it's like they have no cars on the roads ever.
People and continuously celebrating their leaders and the struggle of their continuous revolution. So many of us have seen the capital. We'll get to that. But I want to look at these other cities. A lot of North Korean cities are built around a big central square like this. A lot of them have these circles that look like they're hand-drawn. The square is kind of the middle of the city. And then you have these massive boulevards that kind of frame out the city.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's like fucking 4 lanes. You have like 6 cars in the fucking whole city.
Notice in a lot of these cities that these boulevards are pretty empty. You see a lot more buses than you see private cars. Oh, and you see a mosque every once in a while. I've tried to get to the bottom of what...
That ain't a mosque. You're not allowed to fucking worship there.
What the deal is with these mosques. North Korea has a couple of these churches or mosques that are mostly there for optics, from what I can tell. More on that in a little bit. So yeah, you've got these empty boulevards, lots of empty squares that lead to these kind of grand spaces. Now, these spaces are often punctuated with some kind of monument. Here's one. Here we go, Central Square. I mean, we can go back in time too and sort of look at the historical imagery. Huge boulevards, often very empty. Oh, boom, look, someone's visiting. So when you see people, you often see them in huge groups like this. At least that's what I've noticed from above. When there's people, there's a lot of them and they're all very close. But oftentimes this stuff is empty. Oh, look, here's a bunch of people lined up in near perfect geometry on this square. Every major city has a stadium. Now, some of these are in kind of bad shape, but some are really nice.
You think they play like fucking... They have a soccer pitch. You think they play fucking soccer there?
Sports is a big deal in North Korea.
Some of the sports that are popular in North Korea, they do very well.
I know they run track. I know they do a lot of running. A lot of marathons.
So they're definitely in some areas sort of hitting above their weight. I think.
Yeah. Though defectors do report that sometimes a stadium like this one in particular has been used for public executions or public shamings. Big part of the control regime.
There's no way they do public executions in 2025, man. Fuck. Like, that's like some medieval age shit. They're bringing people out to the fucking football pitch in the middle of the track and hanging them.
In North Korea is to publicly punish to keep people in line. Okay, and then recently the government declared that every city needs to have one of these.
Children traffic park.
Check this out. There are around 170 of these traffic parks, and these are new, but these are very important to North Korean cities. Remember
What, so they learn how to drive a car? What are they doing?
all those empty streets? Like, most people don't own cars in North Korea. They go on buses. But recently, that's kind of changing. There's even a car company that puts together, like, kit cars and sells them in North Korea. They're one of the few companies that actually advertise. And so because of that, there is more traffic in residential areas, which has led to more accidents for kids who are not used to dealing with cars. So this was...
Oh my God, because it's sparking so rapidly. It's like every other nation that's gotten vehicle usage has been like a slow, gradual spike. They're just getting hit by cars. Because one day there's no cars, and in 3 months' time, there's fucking 10 times as many vehicles on the road, and they don't know what to fucking do.
An initiative to teach kids the rules.
Oh my God, like what a traffic stop is. Like they'll just jaywalk and get hit by a car.
Of traffic to promote public safety for children. One thing that's going on. Okay, so
well, I mean, that's good.
Those are some of the design patterns and kind of common ingredients in a North Korean city. But let me show you some specific cities, because as we do that, you start to see how this country works, how its economy works. Hamhung is one of their bigger cities. You've got your standard big, giant, empty squares with statues of the leaders. This is actually a big economic hub for chemicals. Here's an area that some experts believe is a chemical facility where they actually store this stuff underground. Remember how they love to put everything underground to protect it? These little white dots sort of represent.
How many people live in North Korea? Did he say 20 million? 26 million people.
That there is something buried there, and potentially...
I can't grasp if that's a lot of people. You shoot a number, I'm like, yeah. Because I always just know, like, the USA is like 360 or 380 million. I'm like, yeah, that's a lot of people. But you can't really visualize it.
Chemical weapons or other sensitive chemicals that they don't want the world to know about. See these big industrial facilities. They make a lot of chemicals, like fertilizer.
Because, like, India's, like, what, 1.8 billion? Like, what? Like, 20 million people for an entire country is not a lot of people.
Pesticides. It's home to this pretty wild-looking amusement park. I don't know what is going on with these slides.
1.5? That's estimated, though. Did you see India's doing their first census they've done in years, and they have to hire, like, 10,000 workers? It's going to cost them, like, $500 million to just see how many people live in India. Because they have an estimated population, but it's like they don't actually do censuses because of how hard it is to do one.
Now, I've never seen it full of people, even when I go to a weekday in the summer.
So it's just a dead water park, but they still maintain it?
I want to show you this one factory. This is a really important building in North Korea because this is where they make Vinylon. Vinylon is a fabric that you can make not with wool or cotton, but with coal and limestone, which is something they have a lot of in North Korea. So as a part of the push for self-reliance, North Korea produces this synthetic material called Vinylon. They use it for uniforms. Like a lot of clothing in North Korea is made with this really tough, scratchy, durable Vinylon material. Use it for curtains. They kind of use it for everything. It's the North Korean national fabric. So this is their biggest Vinylon factory right here. And it's so important that the leader came to the reopening when they renovated this thing. So yeah, Vinylon is made with coal. They mine a lot of coal in North Korea. If you zoom into this...
I also I think they're in such a, oh my God, it's like a famous person times 1,000. How they have no friends. Kim Jong-un doesn't have friends. It's like all of his friends are scared of him. Like you can't have, like one of my boys could press me. Like Zeusy could press me. He could be like, dude, you're being a dick. Right? You could, like, he could yell at me. Not like in a scolding manner, but like, you know, like one of my friends can like argue with me. Nobody's ever going to dispute Kim Jong-un. Part of being a friend with somebody is like, hey, we have differences. We'll talk about them. There's going to be times where we have like disagreements. Like his friends are scared of him.
Port in Hamhung, you'll see really gnarly looking yellow pollution. But you'll also see ships with coal aboard.
Fuck you, you're being an asshole.
You'll see all this coal getting ready to be shipped out, basically all of it going to China and potentially violating sanctions, but that's not what we're looking into right now. Let's go to another
Dennis Rodman. I think Kim Jong-un idolizes Dennis Rodman.
City, but this one is...
So that's like the only relationship where they're like semi-equal.
It's interesting. It's up north, right in the shadow of Mount Pektu. This is a nice looking city. It's home to this ice rink. It's got a ski hill up here. There's, of course, the required children's traffic park. This was a big construction.
Like, I want to talk to Dennis Rodman about that. Hey, Dennis, what's Kim Jong-un like? You've been to North Korea a bunch.
Project for
you bro out with him.
Or Kim Il.
Like, they've probably gotten bombed together. You know how weird that probably is, being Dennis Rodman and your boys with Kim Jong-un?
And it's meant to show the world that North Korea is open for tourism, especially here in the shadow of their holy mountain. And look, this thing went up really fast. There's evidence that to make this thing go so fast, they used this youth construction brigade, which is a bunch of young people who do construction.
Child labor. Child labor. That's... This youth construction program, child labor, making kids build things.
Labor for like 10 to 12 hours a day as a way to like show their loyalty to the party and potentially move up in the ranks to move out of like their social class, which is something we'll talk about in a little bit.
This district was pretty much empty before it started, and in the space of within a couple of years or even a year, all of this was built. We don't know much about the construction standards, but they do build very fast.
But yeah, when you control every human in the country, you can build this stuff really quick. Now, whether or not this is good quality stuff is another question. Like I've seen videos of some of these houses in the mountains that like have ice on the inside of the window. So we're not sure if this is, you know, good construction, but boy, they're building stuff fast. Okay, let me show you a few more of these cities. Okay, let's go to Chongqing. Port City here on the East Coast. Got some gnarly industrial stuff going on here. Home to these very...
Oh, everything just looks so gray. Gray, bland, and just ass.
Cookie cutter looking...
Irish said you missed their bits. To hell, I like Gretchen and Zarg for the sub goes for the 3. I have to go soon. Want to say happy 4th. Irish for the 3. When are you planning on playing Mafia 2? July 21st and 22nd. 8th for the 3. Happy 4th, Joseph. Grant for the 3. Going to do my workout for the day. How many miles should I run? Up to you. Noobs for the 3. Light fireworks in your room? No. Perk for the 5 gifteds.
Homes. Here they produce textiles, rubber, steel. They build trains. They've got a big power plant. And you can see out here in the water, this is where a lot of shipping comes in and out of the country. Look at all these vessels. I mean, not a lot relative to most countries, but, you know, got all this gnarly industrial stuff doing steel. You can see that they're shipping stuff out. There's coal, some of these minerals, a lot of money.
Yeah, what does North Korea export to make money? How does North Korea make money? Within their own nation, obviously, they could have some sort of revenue that goes around, but like for a growing country, you want to export outside of your country. Coal? How does North Korea make money? Mix of legal and illegal activities, including exports, forced labor, cybercrime, illicit activities like drug trafficking, weapon sales, and general trade through foreign countries like China. Oh, and they do a lot of overseas construction, it says. Tourism, it says they make money from. That's just not true. They make an insignificant amount of money through tourism. They really should open up their... Dude, I know that's why they can't, because it would like ruin the facade of their country. But like if they really full blown opened up tourism, you know how many people would go to North Korea?
Mining happens, which, as we will see, usually is the work.
Would you go if they opened it up and somebody that has talked more shit about North Korea than me went and didn't die? Yeah.
Of political.
Like, who really talks work on North Korea? I don't know. If like Hassan Abi went to North Korea and didn't die, I would go.
Prisoners deep in the mountains working a life sentence of hard labor. But yeah, for now, let's just look at this. I mean, some of this stuff just looks like a wasteland, but you know, that's industry for you. But then all of that steel production is happening right next to these tightly packed homes, just endless homes.
Those are homes?
You've got your required empty boulevard, traffic park. Here's their train station. Here's the big central square. This one's really ornately designed. Let's see if anything happens if we go back in time. Oh, they just built this. This is 2020. Look at this thing go up. Looks nice. Statues of the two leaders, sports stadium. And if you look at these big blue roofs, you will see something that you wouldn't expect to see in North Korea. This is the home to a market where thousands of vendors buy and sell things all day here in the socialist, communist, anti-capitalist utopia of North Korea. So the story here is that
they set up their own singular shops.
Back in the 90s, when the Soviet Union fell, North Korea was hit very hard because they were very reliant on aid from the Soviet Union. Mass famine spread throughout the whole country, and this region was very deeply hit. So it gave rise to this really resourceful black market. Homemade goods, smuggled goods, sort of bartering, trading. Between a couple 100,000 to a couple million people died during this famine.
What's this guy's YouTube? Johnny Harris. He makes really good videos.
And the black market was the only way that a lot of people lived and still live today. So in 2008, the government...
Well, they get a lot of black market stuff from China. We've watched videos about that. Like a lot of the things that North Korean people use and obtain outside of their own country is majority-wise from China. Through that border, they have people that trade through the fences and stuff.
Tried to crack down on this. This is like very anti-North Korean.
When are you playing AV Assembly? Don't know. Problem and Brady for the sub, Ryan for the sub. Today we're doing reacts. Obviously tomorrow's going to be a 1 p.m. stream. We're doing a high gaming stream, behind the wheels, sim games, random games. Going to be kind of a vibe day. Sunday reacts, Timu suggestions. Monday random games. Tuesday gamer challenge. Wednesday horror games and the Warship ad. Thursday unbans and games with the guys. Friday is going to be reacts. The charity stream for Animal Rescue Corps and the Chess Shop watch party. Next Saturday I'm not live, then we're going to go from there. If you have any videos you want to watch games and to play, videos, Chess Shop games, Chess Shop, it's on most of the videos that watch games I play. Mexico vlog coming out next week. Goodwill vlog we're going to be filming soon, then we're going to go from there. A lot of content coming out. Pop-Tart review as well, probably next week.
Like letting people buy and sell and smuggle stuff in. This is like not North Korean. So they cracked down, and the mostly women merchants in this city protested. You don't see that in North Korea. They marched.
Could you post your list on Twitter or something? Just pay attention to when I shout it 4 times a stream.
To the city.
What time tomorrow? 1, I just said.
City government office, and there was like a big confrontation, and they basically said like, we won't be able to live if you cut us off of this.
Where North Korea has started to change has been the sort of underground economy. It has become somewhat tolerated under Kim Jong-un, these kind of illicit markets.
And today the government continues to let this happen. This one we're looking at with the blue roof is a big example of that, but it's not the only one, not even close. These markets are now all over the country. So a lot of people get their stuff on this kind of black, gray, informal market, which has turned into a massive network of trafficking stuff in, usually from China and almost always illegally.
Individual smugglers that will bring stuff literally across the river that divides North Korea and China. Sometimes those trading companies will, in the back of the truck, in addition to the shipment they're meant to be bringing in, bring a few other things in as well.
Oh, they're paying off the military. I think that's really how they get away with it, too. I think North Korea in general, Kim Jong-un and the military let it slide because in those microtransactions, they get paid off. I think the illegal smugglers are paying off specific members of that military or giving them certain goods that they want, like special cigars or weapons or cigarettes or beer or whatever it may be.
Then that will kind of flow into the black market that way.
Back in the famine days, it was just the essentials. It was just rice and corn, just basic food. But with time, it started to become a more sophisticated private market. And today you can get all kinds of cheap Chinese products. I mean, China is like the manufacturing powerhouse of the world, and they are right there next to North Korea. There's a lot of ships and trucks coming back and forth between the two countries, which serves as the arteries for this black market. A lot of these goods end up in these markets. Here's one in Pyongyang. There's a part of me that wants to do a whole video on these markets because they are...
Wait, people are putting exclamation point watch time? Question mark. Yo, Juan Stock or June, one of my mods, hit exclamation point watch time. I just want to see what theirs are. Sketty's watched for a day. Brady's watched for 3 days and 17 hours. I feel like you've watched for more than 3 days and 17 hours. And maybe it's when you mute stream, it counts as, like, lurking. Well, chat, when you all spam it, it only works, like, every few seconds. So you're all just spamming it's bugged? It's not bugged. You're just overloading the bot right now. There's fucking 100 people typing watch time.
Very interesting. The whole informal economy of North Korea is something I might do a video on. If you're interested in that, let me know, because, man, I want to pull on that thread. But real quick, there's two things that I feel like I'm learning about North Korea because of this informal market system. Number one, North Korea's very survival is thanks to the presence of China. China, this massive manufacturer, rapidly developing country, is a lifeline for North Korea, both in the formal trade as well as the informal black market. And the second thing that this kind of confirms for me is just how much the centrally planned communist government does not work. It does not actually work to allocate goods and services to the people. This country would not be able to survive without the black market. So in addition to China, the black market is the only way that a lot of North Koreans survive. But you can see
how many goods are coming in through the black market where their country relies on it.
This can become these informal markets, because the regime only works because it controls every aspect of people's lives. So these black markets are relinquishing some of that control. So every once in a while they crack down, they go in, they like break up the markets, they make sure to extract fees. They make sure that this doesn't get too out of control. Anyway, the markets are endlessly fascinating. One other thing you see in Chongqing is up here. This is a prison camp. Prison camps always have economic activity attached to them. And further up the valley, you've got this re-education camp deep in the valley. For anyone who shows disloyalty to the regime, this one's for just over 1,000 men who don't live in these homes. That's for like the officials. They live within these walls and they spend their time mining copper and iron, cutting logs, making bricks, and farming. This is where we should
So they just have prison camps where they make money off their citizens?
talk about the prison camps, because this one that we just saw in the city, there's a lot of those. They exist in cities. Some are just typical prisons. Some are re-education camps, but there are way bigger ones, and they're up in the mountains.
What is the difference between a prison camp and a re-education camp? One is less torturous?
And they represent what I see as the most egregious version of North Korea's many human rights abuses.
Yeah, throw it sub only right now. Stop spamming watch times.
What's happening inside of these shapes is some of the worst stuff we can imagine. This is pretty upsetting stuff. I'm not going to go into like super detail, but let me just show you these 4 major prison camps, where they are, what they have inside of them, and who gets sent to them, and why and how, and everything we know. You get sent to a prison camp for kind of anything. If you show any rebellion or disrespect to the party or the leader. If you're a public official who...
Oh, there can't be a rebellion. They'll just kill everybody. I think the only way there would be a rebellion is if higher up officials started it and then everybody caved behind.
Mess something up, you get sent to one of these. Just being accused of wrong thinking can get you sent to one. And it's not just you and your family, it is also your children and your grandchildren that aren't even born yet. This system detains multiple generations of someone they've deemed a political prisoner. Now, officially, none of this exists. North Korea.
Dude, so they're like borderline eugenics based, controlling their people to where they're only picking specific like offspring and families that are like compliant.
Korea laughably says that they do not have any such political prison system, but here they are.
There's actually around 700 penal facilities.
Wait, they say they don't have them and they're just on Google Maps?
Okay, now that goes from short-term detention sites, that you're there for a weekend, to those massive, 50,000 people concentration camp style sites.
And they have these names like Camp 14, Camp 11, and they're often on these huge tracts of land. Here's one up in the north. Like this is like, we're deep in the mountains here. Like look at this. This is the prison camp. There are guard posts and fences. Some of these aren't completely fenced in 100%, but like if you look closely, you will see fences here cut into this forest. If you look real close, you can see a guard post. And within these camps, not just adults, you've got a lot of children. Many of them were born in the camp. They know nothing different. And what you'll see—
I don't understand how you could be born. Why are they doing that? I don't want to say it would be more moral if they were like, we're going to take your kid and reintroduce them into a different family and society. But how is somebody going to fuck up and then you basically kidnap their infant or take their infant and then just throw them into like basically slavery because of the great-grandparents' mistake in being like, you have to get punished now.
See inside these prison—
like they even understand what the fuck happened.
Camps is a lot of economic, productive activity being done through forced hard labor. So like up here, you've got this coal mine. That's a big one. That's one of the reasons all of this stuff's in the mountains. Then you have a lot of farmland up here as well. Livestock. There's even a distillery here, maybe making some kind of hard alcohol to be shipped to Pyongyang. You've got a factory here. You've got a school, probably for the guards' children. The children in these camps are made to work from the time they are 4 to 6 years old. And the work hours are 10 to 12 hours long for everyone.
What the fuck are you getting a 6-year-old to do that's productive economically?
In this camp, unpaid, forced prison labor. The conditions are horrific. People—
Not Slime Rancher today, man. Stop spamming it. Agent for the 5. Reminder to use code JOB, 30% off next kinetic order. TCV for the 3, landed for the sub, dead for the 3. How do you think North Korean rebellion would go if the rebels didn't get immediately wiped out? I mean, I think it would be a long rebellion. Fruit for the 3. Can you say happy birthday to my dog? Happy birthday, Evan. Knight for the sub. Christian for the 3. Do you think the citizens of North Korea have secret communities, or are they ingrained to worship Kim? I don't think they have secret communities. What do you mean? Probable Chancellor Molly, Ryan, Brady for the sub, Joe Bar for the 3. Got timed out for saying dub after a sub for 3 months. These mods are weird. It was because other people are spamming dub, so June timed you out. You probably spammed it too long. Zarg for the 3. Are you going to the gym to help cope with the loss of a loved one? Does going to the gym help? I don't know, man. That's person-to-person basis. P. Russia for the sub, dead for the 3. WS video. Ishi, 2 hell, I like Zarga, and Gresha for the sub, goes for the 3. I like for the sub.
We're on the verge of starving.
Yeah, after this video, we'll watch a shorter one after this. We're not going to be able to watch that poker one.
And often
we'll watch that
have
Sunday.
to fight for resources. But you'll also see that even within these prison camps, it kind of feels like a North Korean city. It's like a little microcosm, a little mini version of the North Korean cities. Like, look, you've got a central square with a monument. You'll see murals of the great leaders. You'll have these indoctrination centers, a school. I want to know more about these schools. It's like a little mini city. These big ones, there's like 20,000 people who will live here. They are fenced in for the most part. Most people who come into this prison camp never leave. The people who are born here will never leave. These are life sentences.
Oh my God! You're born there, you're an infant, and you have to stay till you die. You never even, well, I mean, obviously you leave, you're living a North Korean life, but I'm going to say you never get to live a regular life.
And it really gets its—
You're just stuck in hell from the day you're born.
Roots from the old Soviet days, where so much control and power was wrought from just having the threat of this thing that the UN has called a human rights abuse with no parallel in modern times. Like, this is a level of control and deprivation that doesn't really exist anywhere close to this degree.
20-odd million people that are basically prisoners to a system that they can't change.
This is kind of like a condensed version of that, a prison within a prison. Now, there's obviously a lot more study that's been done and visual analysis.
I just think it's crazy, like, China's becoming more and more modernized, and obviously they had their problems historically through the years, but China and North Korea are allies. I can't see why Xi Jinping, because their country's getting bottlenecked by this. Yes, they get free labor out of it, But if Kim Jong-un opened up North Korea and was able to make it a system that was more modernized and not based on concentration camps and torture, they would be able to make more money, and he and his people would be happier and more rich. I don't understand why Xi Jinping or somebody that's an ally would be like, dude, we're not going to be allies with you unless you fucking change this. Like, obviously they get some benefits from it, and then, like, because Xi Jinping leans into how they want to fucking work, they probably get benefits in return, and Kim Jong-un does whatever they want. But it's like, fuck, man. Like, the countries against him or in power with him, like, ally-wise, could just tell him to stop. And he has no power to fucking refuse. Like, yeah, he is a military. They would fucking pub stomp him.
This is from satellite imagery. In our sources, you can read some of the human rights groups' reports on this,
I don't think they care about the people. Well, I think that I'm saying that you're saying Xi Jinping and, like, other foreign leaders like Vladimir Putin don't care about North Korean people.
Done sort of a deep dive in annotation. I've just done a quick overview here. And to
Yeah, because they're concerned about their own country. They don't give a fuck.
contrast the prison camps, let's go to Wonsan, where I found one of Kim Jong-un's palaces. We can really show you what Kim Jong-un does with this power that he's extracted from his people. So this is Wonsan, and up here, you got your empty square with the circles, you got a port. Then up here, you've got this international children's camp where kids from all around the world come to partake in North Korean fun and sport every year. And then right here is the Kim family compound. Look at this, right on the beach. It's got this private beach with all kinds of security barriers. It's got all of these massive structures, big yard, a shooting range, and right here next to it, of course, a railroad just in case the guy has to scurry away in case of an invasion or something. So he's always got an escape plan. So while the 100,000 North Koreans are imprisoned up in the mountains, Kim Jong-un has his residence here on the beach. You know, I've known this, I've known that North Korea is crazy, but to see the prison camps and then to see this is just, it's fairly sickening to me. So when you're out here in rural North Korea, like I've been a lot lately.
And isn't that where the majority of North Koreans live? Is in the rural areas, like the farmlands, and they have to give the majority of their profits back to, or not profits, like their food away, and they like starve.
You stumble upon a few weird things. Check this out. Like you'll get this, like, this looks like maybe an anti-aircraft battery, like a military installation, maybe here in this red
huge farmland.
Red earth. Then you get these like really peculiar looking housing blocks that are just eerily symmetrical. They're kind of everywhere out in the rural area, and they are often built next to a farm. I've never seen villages like this anywhere in the world from the sky. They're just...
Yeah, it's just so regimented. There's no randomness. There's no freedom of building. It's like, hey, we're going to place 35 buildings here, and you're just going to tend to this farmland for the rest of your life.
So clearly deeply planned. But what I'm learning is that this is how a lot of stuff gets made in rural North Korea, a lot of the farming. Like, look at this. See all these houses? All of these houses, which look identical to each other, they are all a part of this factory. This is a factory that makes, let's find out. Boom. There we go. Fruit. This is a fruit processing factory. Out here, way out in rural North Korea. And all of these homes are the people who work in the fruit factory. Something Jacob pointed out.
And every day, bro, they never get to leave. That's the biggest thing about North Korea. I don't think he mentioned this. You need, like, permission to move within the country. Like, as a North Korean citizen, say you're off on Sunday by some means. Say you're off one day of the week. You can't just go somewhere. Like, you need written permission by the government to leave because you're going to hit so many military checkpoints. So these people are literally waking up, going to work, going home. Waking up, going to work, going home. Not even on a drive, not even on a measerly stroll. They're waking up in a house that is identical to every other house that is next to them, probably with a bunch of other people, probably in shit conditions, no electricity. and then they're fucking going to work and going home. And that's all they do every day.
Out to me is that a lot of these are
And they work for fucking 14 hours a day.
duplexes, meaning two families live here, and you can see this is their backyard, and they have kind of a separator. So they have this little plot of backyard. This is their community. You are assigned a job here, and you work here. I don't see a
Yeah,
car.
like they don't. Obviously, you don't get to pick whatever job you want in the world, but like you have a culmination of potential careers that you could try and choose and apply to. Like in North Korea, they just go, you're going to be a farmer. You're going to be a singer. You're going to be in the military. And you just, that's you. That's what you're doing for the rest of your life.
Are anywhere on these roads.
You mentioned cars. Of course, private ownership of vehicles isn't really a thing in North Korea, so there's no need for parking spaces.
You are living here and working here for your whole life. I see some people biking, some people walking, but the other thing you see are these vast complexes of greenhouses. Kim Jong-un has been going nuts on greenhouses, building as many as he can. This was an airport for some reason, but over time, this airport got turned into a massive greenhouse complex. Kim Jong-un has been doing this. And in fact, just a short time, this is 2022, and this is today. Like, man, they build stuff fast, it seems. So one way that North Korea works is by just assigning people jobs and having them live and work in the exact same place. But man, I get really mesmerized out here in rural North Korea looking at the configuration of the housing. Okay, but we have to talk about the capital. I know everyone's like, the capital, it's the most interesting. I've been holding off because I feel like the capital gets so much coverage, and I'm interested in like
Somebody redeemed don't get mad for 10 minutes. Yeah, okay. No problem. Willow and Erica for the sub. Handy for the 5 gifted. Chapa, D's, Ace, and Handy for the sub. Pyro for the sub. I gotta go piss real quick. We're almost done this video, and then we're gonna play one more. Count me down 30 seconds. We're back.
these rural, like, backwaters. But let's talk about the capital. In order to understand Pyongyang and, like, what it is...
Hold on, I need to fix my fucking hair. I didn't put anything in it today. It looks stupid.
To understand this concept of Songbun, basically the caste system for North Korea. It's how they subdivide.
That's the caste system has basically existed in multiple countries for, you know, thousands of years, but the majority of countries are diminishing those. I never knew there was actually a written out caste system though.
The people, and like once you're in one class, you're in one class, and like you're...
What are the castes that I learned about that were in India? There's like 5. Yeah. Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, Sudras, and Untouchables. They don't really exist in modern terms, but this is what it used to be. And you weren't able to move, like, up as an untouchable. Like, ever. Like, you're just there. Yeah, street sweepers, latron cleaners, just like peasantries. Actually, Sudras were peasants. Vaishyas, merchants, landowners, warriors, kings, and then priests, academics. You could move down. You can't really move up, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Historically linked to Hinduism, rooted in concepts of purity and social order. officially outlawed in India today, the system continues to influence social interactions and practices, particularly in rural areas. Okay.
Kids are in that class too, and you can maybe move.
Wait, I need to rewind.
People. And like once you're in one class, you're in one class, and like your kids are in that class too, and you can maybe move up or maybe move down. If your grandpa was like supportive of the Japanese or wasn't super loyal during the revolution, then you are a part of the hostile class. Like you are not to be trusted, you are not loyal, you will have the worst jobs, the worst opportunities, you will get the worst punishments. The wavering class are kind of the middle ground, and they are more trusted. They're still on thin ice like everyone, but they have more opportunities. They get better healthcare, they get better schools, better food. But the core class, those are the top dogs. They're party officials, they're the elites. And those are the people who live in Pyongyang.
So all people in Pyongyang are in the core class. But I heard that if you live in Pyongyang, it's only temporary residence. It's kind of like a visa. You have to like renew that. You're not fully there. But all of these people are like these social elites. And that's the problem, is these are the people that would need to turn on Kim Jong-un, but they're at the highest part of the social class, so why would they? It's like being part of a pyramid scheme.
They live in a
It's a pyramid.
completely different world than the rest of the country. The capital, which is a pretty wild looking place. Here on Google Earth, they've put these little 3D renderings of like the big super wild hotel at the center of town that actually looks really awesome and cool and wild, but it's totally empty. At least that's what the reports say. It's just a big piece of propaganda. Part of it is that with these buildings, because electricity is so flaky in North Korea, you actually don't want like a high-rise like penthouse, because if you're like at the 30th floor and the power goes out, you're walking 30.
Bro eating chips with chopsticks? Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. I heard him chewing and he just fucking pans him. He's eating potato chips with chopsticks.
You actually don't want like a high-rise like penthouse, because if you're like at the 30th floor and the power goes out, you're walking 30 floors of steps. So the most desirable apartments
is the first floor.
It's according to Martin, the expert interviewed, are the ones on the bottom floors. Okay, so Pyongyang has big old stadium, monuments, big grand boulevards, lots of buses. So much transportation happens on buses in North Korea. And as you're rolling around here, you see a lot of like pretty peculiar architecture.
A throwback to Soviet era when cities were laid out on a template and you had, brutalist architecture and everything, and just rows of apartments and no real like suburban landscape.
A lot of these theme parks are empty parking lots all the time. It is like, just a snapshot in time. So we don't actually know, but I've never seen anyone in these. Although, check out this promo video from this water park.
I love the water slide. I want to slide 10 times. Bro's walking the lazy river.
Park.
Where do they post these? Is this like, I understand it's propaganda, but is this like for foreigners to see and they just like post this on their social media and shit? Or is this like they send it into North Korean? It's not AI. This guy's just walking the lazy river.
You start to see that like a lot of this stuff is built to show the outside world that North Korea can do this, and to show, fellow North Koreans that North Korea can do this. That is a massive part of construction in this country. It's not about serving the broader people as much as it is about telling a story. So many sports, like sports are a big part of North Korean culture. Kim Jong-un's got his little signature buildings here. Every leader has a different style, and Kim Jong-un is just doing it with these curvy apartment buildings. One thing you see here is churches. There's a bunch of random churches in Pyongyang. One of them is this Eastern Orthodox church, which North Korea built.
There is no way there's no way they have an Eastern Orthodox church in fucking North Korea. That shit is barren and empty. It's hollow on the inside. There's no one fucking going in that.
For their good friend Russia. Here's Vladimir Putin.
Oh, okay. So it exists when they have, like, foreign officials.
In this Eastern Orthodox church. Oh, but here's a Protestant one founder of the country, Kim Il-sung,
A
had
Protestant church.
a mother who was a Protestant. And apparently she was a deacon here in this church.
No way.
For this church, and it's sort of like a symbol that, like, look, North Korea believes in freedom of religion. But they, to be clear, do not. Religion is not widely practiced in North Korea for obvious reasons. Now, what I love about Pyongyang is it takes the whole, like, big boulevard, grand streets that are empty to a whole new level. I mean, look at this. Here's where the great leader used to live. This was their palace. And coming off it is this big, grand square, empty. And coming off that, there's this grand boulevard that is just so grand and so empty. It goes down through this big, beautiful roundabout, keeps going through a tunnel to another big, beautiful, mostly empty roundabout. There's a car. And now it enters into this massive grand, like, this is, you would expect a urban design like this in, like, Mexico City or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, fucking Mexico City or in, like, Tucson, Arizona. Somewhere, like, very, like, populated, but in an area that's barren.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lanes going into this grand intersection for the 4 cars that are here. I mean, it's mesmerizing to look at, right? So anyway, that is the grand boulevard that leads up to this palace that the leaders used to live in.
6, 7, 6, 7. Fuck.
The leaders don't live here anymore now. Kim Jong-un lives in
Yo, can we ban that term somehow?
instead up here. See if I
You couldn't ban that.
can find his house from memory now that I've been staring at it nonstop. Boom, there it is. Found it. Okay, here he is. He lives up in this big compound up on the hill. This big boy. This is his main residence in the city. I'm looking at my data set from Jacob, and you see potential underground entrances to these heavily secured compounds and bunkers. For how much we know these folks like to dig,
I think that's really what would happen. If, like, say somehow North Korea either got bombed or taken over, even whether through foreign or, like, civil matters, I think Kim Jong-un would just retreat underground and live somewhere that he already has set up for the rest of his life. Like, he has some secret area that he could just live under.
you can imagine that behind Kim,
Or some shit that probably is an underground tunnel that shoots him out somewhere where he could take a boat or a fucking submarine or a plane to another country and just live there.
Kim Jong-un's
He would flee.
house, there are tunnels and
Like the painter? Well, yeah, similar to, well, that's a conspiracy theory. That Hitler never killed himself and he actually lived the rest of his life out in Argentina.
bunkers.
Which actually is true that a lot of German Nazis did. That is the thing. There are endless amounts of stories. There's whole cities in Argentina that speak German.
We don't know that, but I presume there probably is. Now, Google Maps being what it is, someone put a concentration center label right over the hill from Kim Jong-un's house. I asked the experts about this.
Did you hear? I forget if we saw this on stream. There was a German Nazi that escaped, like, World War II, end of World War II Germany, moved to Argentina, was never found until they interviewed him on the news, like, 30 years later. And he was an old man. And somebody somewhere was like, that's so-and-so. And they fucking captured him. They're like, dude, you were like, everybody thought he was dead. It was Mark Wahlberg. It wasn't Mark Wahlberg. German Nazi on news in Argentina. Oh my God. I need to know this guy's name, chat. Who was he? They found him probably 5 or 10 years ago. No, it was probably longer than that. It was probably like the 90s. Because World War II was in the 40s. It was probably like the 90s. Why Argentina? It's far as shit away from Germany. Nobody's really going to look there. I don't know.
And they're like, no, that's not a constant. That's like, there's
a lot of Nazis in Argentina. I know there's some stories where people are like, yeah, my great-grandfather was a veteran. And it'll be like a Nazi memorabilia.
concentration camp on the other side of Kim Jong-un's house. It's probably a barracks where his bodyguards live. Don't believe everything you see on Google Maps, folks. So yeah, Pyongyang is a place that could look
Adolf Eichmann, he might have fled to Argentina, but it wasn't him.
fairly developed and nice. And indeed, the imagery from Pyongyang does look fairly nice in some views. Because this is where the elite live, the core class. This is where the output from all of the horrific...
Yeah, there has to be, like, rich people. Like, there has to be, like, not billionaires, but, like, people that don't work in North Korea.
Abuse and slavery that's happening out in the countryside comes to benefit. And this is the center of power for the regime. Oh, and something you can't see here, but that you see in a lot of, like, tourist videos is the very deep underground train system. They've got a subway that is very nice looking. And, boy, I wish I could go there and visit it.
Do you believe that Nazis actually thought that Jewish people were subhuman? Some of them, yeah. A lot of the infantrymen, no. But, like, if you're talking, like, higher-ups, yeah.
And see it someday, but I probably will never do that for obvious reasons. Okay, I want to finish this video talking about the thing we can't really see on this map, which is the people.
They are regular people like you and I, and they have dreams and ambitions. They just want to have some food and enjoy themselves and go out with friends and just kind of have a happy life.
Despite all the horrors of this place, there are wholesome, meaningful traditions and rituals that still endure. The Lunar New Year, or the Harvest Festival, brings people together to celebrate. The extreme poverty limits their feasts, but they often consist of homemade alcohol, simple rice cakes, and something poverty and totalitarianism can't totally take away, which is community, the nourishment of relationships. As we've seen, most people can't really move around in the country, so they stay in one place, which defectors have reported leads to a sense of intimacy and connection with the community they live next to. They lean on each other, they survive because of each other, they celebrate together, and they seem to find meaning despite all the limitations and all of the control. One defector went so far as to say, "Everything was suffocating and pitiful in North Korea, but it is a country that I have many positive memories from. So if someone asks me, what is North Korea like? I say, North Korea is a nice place with plenty of love."
And that's, I think, one of the things that's often forgotten when we look at North Korea.
Yeah, we're always talking about how shitty it is, but the people there are still fucking good. Like, the majority of the people that live in North Korea would be categorically good people.
Korea in the traditional media, because people having a happy life is not newsworthy, but a military parade or a nuclear test or a missile launch or something is newsworthy.
Yeah. So, just leaving you with a reminder that there's more to this country than the horrible realities that we've seen here or that we often see on the news. If you want a deeper look on this angle of the country, there's a book called Nothing to Envy, which is a great human-level account of life in North Korea. So, thank you all for being curious with...
Wow, I really actually want to read that. I'm not even fucking lying. I know I only really read, like, fucking philosophy every other week, potentially, but to be able to read a book from a North Korean defector, wow. Like, just talking about what every day was like. That was such a good fucking video. I'm so happy we watched that. All right, we're not going to have time for this fucking poker video. We're going to watch that on Sunday. But we're going to watch a shorter video. What video do we want to watch? Types of people in the comments.
Trying to find the one funny moment on the internet.
Yeah. No, not a body cam video. We could watch a body cam video. Yeah, I'll fold the chat. It's 4th of July. We'll watch a fucking body cam video. Ooh, can we watch like a 4th of July body cam video? Does anybody have like fireworks gone wrong? Fireworks gone wrong. Body cam. I'm going to look up firework body cam. I could just look up like This wasn't 4th of July fireworks the neighbor expected. What?
On July 4th?
We might have to skip around in this.
2024.
This is way too long of a video. I have 20 minutes.
Police were
We'll hop around.
dispatched to a vehicle crash to perform a DUI investigation.
Oh, no.
Ma'am, can you come over?
On the 4th? It's Independence Day. Am I not a free American?
Here real quick.
No, I can't. Can you come here?
Can you come over here real
No,
quick?
I can't. Can you come here? What do you mean?
Aura checking. Aura checking the fuck out of this cop right now.
Can you step over here? I just want to
No,
talk to
I
you.
cannot. Can you come here?
I just want to talk to you. Can you come over here?
Can you come right here? What do you mean?
Can you step over here real quick?
No, I cannot.
Oh, this is just a DUI video. There's no fireworks. That was just the title of the video.
Let's put their seatbelt on.
I can't breathe. Why are they hurting my feelings? Put my glasses on me, please.
I'm not watching this right now. I'm not watching this right now. I'll actually add that to watch later, though, because that video looks good. I want to watch, like, a fireworks
It is a little
video.
hot back there. Just make sure the AC.
Fireworks shot at police 4th of July. That might be TOS. I mean, he's just going, what do I do right now? Everybody get down! He just starts shooting shots into the air. Holy fuck. I think he's just making sure a fire doesn't start. He's not going to be able to stop them. Bro, he's watching this kid. Somebody's holding a Roman candle right there. You know there's places in Colorado where those fireworks are illegal? In a lot of places, these fireworks are illegal in certain states, or the way that they're holding them. Like, he's not allowed to hold a Roman candle in a fucking, like, rural neighborhood and light off fireworks, and he's pointing them like that. Enjoying the show. Honestly, I think he actually is. I think the cop in this is just like, you know, I didn't think I would see fireworks today. Shooting him a little low to the ground, are we? Oh my God. I love how the cops are turning on their lights and no one's stopping. Like, they're just driving around the neighborhood like, please stop. Dude, whoever's shooting these off has to be throwing them in the air or something. Because this mortar is not getting nearly high enough. Like, look how close. Dude, it's just hitting the ground. Like, that should be another fucking 50 feet in the air. This is 2019? Yeah, this was like fucking 6 years ago. All right, find another video. UK police pelted with fireworks. Okay, well, that's not the 4th of July. Man shot after trying to steal fireworks. What is happening on YouTube right now? How do you know? Well, because people in the UK don't celebrate the 4th of fucking July. It's a US holiday. I'm going to look up 4th of July fails. Epic moments gone wrong. Oh, yeah. Epic fail video. Wow, America's Funniest Home Videos. This fucking above ground pool is probably gonna fucking go into a sinkhole here. What the fuck's happening with this? Actually, who the fuck built this pool? Genuinely. Why is the pool like just sideways? Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. That's a firework show. That's what I'm talking about. Flip the cake upside down, throw it sideways, just let it do its work. Right in the cul-de-sac. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, woo! Oh, I'm running. That's actually how you get your fucking eye taken out.
It's on the plants. It's on our brick.
What's this kid saying?
Oh no! Oh my god!
I love those videos where, like, it'll be like a family barbecue and they line up all the uncles that are like 60 years old now to do like their annual race. And one of them just like, oh, Charlie horse, face plants right on the fucking ground.
Oh my god!
Ooh. Turn the fucking propane off. Turn the fucking propane off. I gotta stop the thing.
I dropped the grill pipe.
Uh-oh. Why is he still watching it? Yo, this is the chillest guy in the world, though. No, this is actually the chillest guy in the world. I would have fucking beelined it the second I saw that it fucking flipped over. He's just still staring directly at it. Like he's gonna fucking Matrix dodge one. Ban the guy that said the N-word. I'm jumping in the pool. What are we running up to help? It's a fucking above ground. It's a fucking 3-foot pool. Oh no.
You ready? Oh shoot.
Are they trying to break it?
I'm glad it's 80 degrees.
Oh my god, I love this, dude. I love this. You get a really big motherfucker. No, you got to get one. This sucks. This setup sucks. You need a bigger mat and like a fucking 15-foot drop. And you just get a guy that's like 350 pounds to just fucking launch you. You get the lightest person possible. Get the one kid that's like 60 pounds. Put him right here. Just get 3 guys to jump on it. He'll fucking go flying.
Oh my god.
Those are the fucking, that's it. That's the thing we were talking about in the beginning of stream. That's the fucking firework. I used to light those in my hand, and I would throw them. What was he even trying to do?
Oh, he's really gonna do it. You guys, yeah.
NPC ass people. Oh, did he hold the Roman candle backwards? Okay, no, that's fucking hilarious. That's NPC shit. Holding the Roman candle backwards. He lit it and then held it in the fucking same direction.
Well, it went the wrong way.
Why is he still holding it? It's gonna keep fucking... Oh my god, why did he flip it like that?
Oh, don't point it at yourself.
Oh my, no. This guy should actually be on a list on not being allowed to own fireworks. He just pointed that at his own fucking face. And looked into the tube.
Oh, don't point it at yourself.
Nah, this is actually the... He's lucky. He's lucky. Bro, for the chatter that just kept spamming, this is boring, bro. I just banned your ass. You followed me for an hour. You're annoying as fuck. I'm sorry. Like, you're just bitching in my chat. Sparkus and Monkey for the sub. Coaster for the 3. How to enable the feed cam. Cash for the sub. Segment for the 3. Do you feel you've truly made the most of your life up to this point? Thus far, yeah. Leah for the sub. The coitus for the 3. In 2023, 4th of July, there was a lady who shoved the firework in her, so she could have a quick abortion. Yeah, did it kill her? Kanye, Mr. Crockett, JDW for the sub. Manye for the sub. Viper for the 3. Thanks for helping me in dark times. Glad I'm able to help. Flaxseed Zig for the sub. Sky for the 3. Or the 5. Verification shiver you did on TikTok. Yeah. Christian for the 3. Elijah Reckles and Dexter for the sub. Sky for the 5. Upgrading the monitor. Not reading that. Immortal for the 3. Country in Texas was flooded. A lot of people already died. Many homes are swept away. Yeah, another chatter just told me about that. It's fucking tragic. Cool Logan and Asax for the sub. Skith for the sub. Sketty for the 3. Why are there so many creepy chatters lately? Don't know. Handy for the 5. Gifted Erico, Willie, and Undying for the sub. Lord for the sub.
Did you turn the gas off?
I did. Well, not they actually take it still. To the pump, to the...
Oh.
Okay, that first batch might not work.
King Grillster is about to flip his first patty. Ooh. Oh my!
I hated that video. I feel like that's a very common experience with any animal floaty.
Go!
What the fuck is that? That's not even skis. What is he standing on? Oof. No lie. I know this is going to be a little upsetting. I kind of hate slip and slides. They're fun in premise, but you get grass and soap all over you, and you're just itchy as fuck. A slip and slide into a pool of water is cool. Like, if you have a pool and you set up your slip and slide to where you jump on the slide and end in the pool, that's fun. But if I'm ending on, like, a grass patch and then I'm just covered in dirt and I'm, like, itching, like, this isn't fun. This is... okay, well, if she didn't... this would be a fun slip and slide.
Don't go straight.
Jump.
Ooh, yeah, no, those will be fine. They'll be a little well done. A little overcooked, maybe. Whatever's on that. What do you even do there? I'm just turning off. That's just too much grease. I would just turn off all the flames and just leave it.
Oh, goodness.
Burnt hot dogs are good, though. Not that burnt. Oh, my God. Is that an alive fish? Dude, I went tubing like 2 years ago. I haven't been tubing in like 2 years, but last time I went, we were sitting on, I think I've told this. We were just like chilling on the raft, like eating lunch. And one of my friends was way too drunk. And he was just like trying to get up on the raft. Eventually, it takes him forever to get up on. Eventually gets on, lays down, half falls asleep. A dead fish floats by. I pick it up, we put it on the raft, and he rolls over onto it and just lays on a dead fish. For like, that was a stupid story. I hated that. That was a stupid story. There was no real, that was a bad story. You know, I'm going to let you know, there wasn't really any climax. He laid on a dead fish. I should have just said that. That was the story. It just reminded me of it. That was a bad one. I'm sorry. That was, you know, that was rough. That was an air ball. That could give you a concussion if you're going fast enough. You've said it before? Yeah, I have. I wouldn't say that's a fail. This is a fail video. Isn't that what you're trying? I feel like tubing isn't fun unless this happens. Like, if I'm going tubing, I want who's ever driving to go so fast that I eventually just get fucking rocket launched off of the tube. Like, that's what you're aiming for. I think the best tubes is when you have two. You remember the one video where they stacked on top of each other? You have two tubes, and you tie them separate to each other, so when they bounce into each other, whoever you and the other person are, slap each other, and then you just go flying. I hate that, though, when you whip around a corner, because then you just face plant on top of each other. Like, they just landed on each other.
Dad!
Was he crying?
This is how good Ava's balance is,
Ooh!
Oh my gosh, seriously? Dad, oh! Oh no!
No, that's the ideal. I could do this for 6 hours. I would be in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Oh, yeah. Just launch me.
Head first!
How are you just running?
All right. I can't keep watching this. I do have to skedaddle. I have to dip, chat. I'm sorry. We'll watch more videos on Sunday. Tomorrow, I will be live at 1 p.m. EST. We're going to be doing a high gaming stream. I'm going to be doing high behind the wheel games as well as some other random games. We're probably going to start with BeamNG and some other shit and then go from there. Sunday is a React Day plus the Temu suggestions. Monday, random game day. Tuesday, Gamer Challenge. Wednesday is going to be horror games and the worship ad. Thursday is going to be on bands games with the guys. Next Friday, charity stream for, oh my God. Why am I blanking? Animal Rescue Corps, as well as Reacts, and then the chest shop later that night. Saturday, I'm not live next week. I am live this Saturday, tomorrow. And then we'll go from there. If you have any videos you want to watch, kids, you had to play video, subscribe, give us a stab. Happy 4th of July yet again. I'm sorry it's a shorter stream and early as fuck, but I know a lot of people are busy. I am also busy, but I'm going to be uploading in the main of the gaming right when I end if you want to go watch that as well. Outside of that chat, W fucking stream, and we are going to call that there. Let us fucking raid. Zeusie's live. We're going to fucking raid Zeusie. Appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all later. We're going to raid in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, chat. Also, Greg, thank you for the 3. A couple years ago, NHL jumped in front of other players to save them. Roman Candle and died. Oh, my God. Sparkus Lard, Snow, and Critic for the sub. Sorry if I missed those. See y'all tomorrow.
Oh, my God. I'm getting raided. Chat, we got to start over.